Gielinor. The crew, eventually made it out of the swamp. And we ran into a bunch of Hapfernics attempting to subdue some kind of a giant wild warg. We kind of failed our stealth rolls, and they were surprised, and they essentially warned us that our kind isn't very welcome around their kind. And yeah, they also seemed a little disgusted at the fact that we had a Cerdominus with them, and it seems
And a
more
druid.
and a druid. Overall, it seems like they don't like the activities of all these southerners up here. It seems like Zamorakians, Cerdominus, all of them, they just don't like them here. They think that they're messing with the order of things up in the north. But yeah. Either way, eventually we keep on going. We take a sleep and we make it to a big mountain ridge on the eastern side. We start to kind of, make haste over the mountains until we kind of get to basically the top, the peak, and Nia looks around a little bit. She sees the volcano with all the smoke. She sees quite a bit of things until she also sees a dragon. We were all able to hide though, and thank God, because it looked like one of those avianci were on top of it, and it seems like it would have had some pretty nasty things to say to us, probably covered in fire. But thing is, when it flew away, it was very strange. We suddenly saw a lightning crash, just envelop it, and it came, diving down, and we're pretty sure that means that it, died. So yeah, we eventually continue to make our way down the mountain, keeping our eye out for something like that. What else is there? Oh, right. We made up camp. I think Nia took a look at the dagger again, and we found out that it was a dragon dagger. We got a DDS, boys. And what else is there? Yeah. Oh, this is the whole crackpot theory time shit, where Alcana essentially kind of showed what she was writing down all this time. She kind of showed all of her theories pertaining to all this nonsense that we've been coming across, all the symbols, all the candles, all the strange rocks that we've been coming across, how it all ties together with the pentarchy, and what we should basically be expecting when we go into the garden. Yeah. And eventually, after talking a lot of shop, we went to sleep. Dawn stayed awake, but in the wee hours of the night, Dawn heard really heavy footsteps. He looked out there, and I looked out more, he stayed at the campsite, but he peeked out. But he eventually saw a big thunder crack. Well, thing is, he didn't hear it, but it was more he saw it, and he saw a giant. No, he didn't see a giant silhouette. I keep thinking he saw the mist style silhouette, but he did not. Yeah. And eventually he woke up, Natrix. We went investigating a little bit. We found a dragon that looked like it was basically hit by one of those giant lightning strikes that we saw the other dragon go down by, but it was not the same dragon. It was a different one, and this one looked like it was pretty old.
That took its skull.
And he took its skull. You just have two.
That's apparently just a thing he's collecting now.
Which is great, by the way. And yeah, we eventually woke up. Oh, and I really should have mentioned this, but the night prior, Dawn and Nia saw. Well, we heard something very strange coming from the south, near the forest edge. We heard this kind of screeching, and after really looking Dawn saw like a weird silhouette down there, and we wanted to go check it out, but it was a little too late, so we decided to at least fall asleep. But when we woke up for the morning, we had a few options. There was some strange looking trees to the north. There was I forget exactly what was to the east, but to the south, of course, was the forest, and we eventually made our way down there. Um, we were able to, when we approached, we essentially saw like a dwarf there. We weren't entirely sure what he was doing, but we were able to hide before he could see us. And he, uh, let's see. He essentially went into like a building where he was talking to what we assumed to be a chaos druid, and they're essentially talking about how uh the dwarf was mad. He was having issues with the fact that uh God, I'm sorry. I'm a little man.
It's fine. This was a big conversation between NPCs.
Yeah, no. They he's essentially annoyed because it seemed like, okay, this is what I was confused. It seemed like they were trying to do something with a volcano, and like the dwarf was very mad about like the idea that they almost didn't have a lot of time with it, and
They wanted to
the
have a tram built there, but the schedule got moved out.
oh, sorry, that's it. Sorry. Yeah, that's it.
This is
And
why I'm the note taker in all of those D&D TikTok memes.
I love you. Yes. But yeah. Eventually, they like kind of stopped fighting. They Nia and Natrix kind of stuck up on them, eavesdropped on their conversation, and we also saw two dead fairies in there, which is very weird. But eventually, the druid kind of picked up like these crates that had the two dead fairies in there, and he left the room, and he kind of went towards Dawn and Alcana, and of course they hid away, but they saw something weird happen. The druid put down the crate, looked to the north, and kind of like just sprinted away as if something scary was about to happen. And what actually happened was some kind of a strange, big ghost sort of aberration appeared from the north, like from the mist, and took the crates away, which is very confusing and daunting. And eventually, Nia and Nachix came back, uh, and we were, yeah, after discussing everything that happened, we eventually decided that it would be best to check out what was more northward. Yeah, we went like more northeastward, and I think we did decide that we were gonna come back because we wanted to investigate this place more, but we wanted to wait till the nighttime. So, and when we came up here, we came across yeah, this all these like, did we go to the trees? Like, I know we went kind of to these, like, we saw these awkward trees, but in the distance we also saw this greenhouse, and we also saw we heard some buzzing on top of us, and when we looked up we saw a fairy.
It is indeed where we left. All four of you, continuing slowly, carefully through this valley, drop to your stomach as you hear this insect like whirring above you, and you spot a fairy in a pinstripe suit buzzing away from you and seeming to hover over the top of one of those greenhouses in the distance, and then drop down, apparently through some kind of an aperture on the roof of it. At this moment, you are all flat on your bellies. You can feel the mist rolling over you, damp earth underneath your fingertips. Here, whereas it's been far more barren, here you're starting to see snatches of vegetation all around, seemingly to grow at odd tufts. It does not look healthy. It does not look lush so much as it almost looks weedy and overgrown. And you've not quite delved into this area beyond where you can see these glass houses emerging from the mist like an ocean. Right now you are still at what seems to be a perimeter around this place where there are these regular, almost platforms 10, 15 feet high of these bundled vines that seem to rise and then suddenly stop flat at a certain point. These clusters that are around 10 feet across and spaced every 20 feet or so. And as all four of you are down here on the ground, hearing nothing but that faint, almost white noise of wind, air caught between the basin of the peaks that you know rise to the east and to the west. You feel something more than hear it. This dull vibration through the earth. Just a boom, boom, boom. And you realize that this vibration that you're sensing is getting stronger.
Is this a similar vibration to what I felt last night?
It feels a bit like it, yes.
Guys, this is what I felt last night, I think.
That's not a very good sign.
Where's it coming from?
Roll a perception check.
Surely. Perception. Check.
You're not totally sure. It feels like it's something big. It feels like it's something that's causing the ground itself to vibrate. Like it's at regular intervals, very regular, and it seems to be getting louder, whatever it is. Or getting stronger.
Is there a bit better of a place to hide than just in the mist? This really isn't my department.
Well, perhaps we could get closer to some of these
The vines?
structures, these vines. Might provide
Yeah,
some
let's
more
go.
cover.
Perhaps we could.
All right, so you guys are getting up and sort of crouching in the shadow of one of these clusters of vines.
Sure. Yeah, basically.
All right, so you kind of crawl over to one of these vines and you find one that actually even seems to have kind of a small hollow on it. But they're odd. They're not really vines like you've ever seen before. They seem as if they grow unnaturally. You're used to plants kind of having often a main stalk and then thinner bits growing off from them. This, when you look at the structures of them, it seems like there's no rhyme or reason to which one is growing into the ground, which is thinner, which is woodier, whether if something splits off, it splits off into thinner strands that wind around or into thicker ones. It seems like these vines are sort of wrong somehow, but they all seem, they're clearly alive. They've got a bit of green to them, but the sort of stalks themselves are very hard. They almost seem petrified.
Can Don, does Don recognize this at all? Like, does this look familiar to him?
These vines?
Yeah.
I'll let you roll a nature check, but it's a pretty high DC. You're not sure.
Hmm.
When we're this close to the vines, can we look more closely? Is there anything inside them? Like, are they growing over something, or is there something within them?
I'll let you roll an investigation or a perception check. You look at it and you see how tightly they are wound, and you cannot push them aside more than a few inches in. But the impression you get is that this is all Like it's all this hard vine structure all the way through. Clearly, that the way that they grow, all in these clusters, and you don't see any signs on the edges of this of younger vines being chopped down or anything, nor of any of them being cut towards the top. Like they have somehow been trained this way, or the growth of them has been somehow unnaturally spurred in a way to make a structure of some kind. But yeah, you get the impression that there's probably not anything at the center. You hear these rumbles get louder and louder. Doom, doom, doom. And then you hear something else. You hear a faint, almost a creaking, almost a splintering that accompanies them. And now it's not just a vibration, it's something you can actually hear. Doom, doom, doom. And you all look as you see 20, 25 feet away from you, the next one of these platforms, you can see it shake. You can see some of these vines at the top kind of almost split a little bit, crack, fall off. Boom! Then you hear this. It is like a thunderclap. It is like a giant hammer coming down on you, but it stops. It feels like this last time the epicenter was at the top of this cluster of vines, 10, 15 feet high above you. Excuse me, my voice becoming a little bit huskier. And then it stops. And then you hear this deep sound, this, but about 8 octaves lower, almost this wood creaking mixed with what almost seems to be some kind of a mournful moan. And as you look up, what you see flashes in the sky above the mist. You see what seems to be this splotch of blood in this odd serpentine shape flowing freely in the sky. And then you see apparating around it what looks to be a heart, veins. And then you see these long bones, femurs, ribs. And that blood sort of disappears, and you see patches of grayish skin apparating and disapparating all around these bones, kind of appearing and disappearing. And then what you see is a skull that has, at first, you think it is a crown, a giant crown, a skull on a body that, or at least that seems like it would match a body about 25 feet tall. And what you mistake for a second as a crown, you realize, are these twisted tree roots growing out of the skull's mouth, out of its eye sockets, out of the sides of its head, twisting around the top of its crown and into these spikes. And this skull is not looking towards the horizon line. It is pointing right down at you.
What in Ceredomin's name is that?
I don't know, but I think we gotta move.
And then as you see gray skin start to apparate around the skull and more of the body starting to almost come into view, but not complete. At some points you see bone. At some point you see raw muscle just suspended in the air. At some point all you can see is the blood flowing. It holds out its hand, which at this point just looks like a skeletal claw, right towards all of you. Nia, I need you to make a strength saving throw.
Ooh.
Joy.
Ooh.
+2.
+2, unfortunately, is not quite enough. As you all look up at this creature, as its limbs flash between muscle and bone and skin and sinew, you, Nia, feel your feet leaving the ground as you start floating up into the air. And uncontrollably, you float about 30 feet up until you are about level with this giant creature's midsection. And you see as its skin flashes into view all around it. You see this gray-skinned flesh, no eyes, just these tree roots growing out of the eye sockets, tree roots growing out of the nostrils of the nose, out of the mouth that it's unable to close, just gives this horrible, mournful creaking. Its hands start to glitter, start to crackle with energy as you see these two bolts of lightning suddenly shot out from them. Do those both hit you, Nia?
Only the first one.
The first one, suspended in the air as you can, you're kind of wiggling around, and the first one, bam, crashes right into you. You feel your skin start to singe, blacken from the force of this lightning energy, and from something else in your mind, something ineffable, something so beyond your experience. You feel your head almost seem to split in a headache. But that's not the end of it. Because at that point, Nia, you realize you are not being suspended in the air anymore. And you start to fall.
Sarah Dillman's name, what was...
Can Dawn cast Gust of Wind, like, upwards?
Why would
To try
you
to
bother?
catch him? What?
It only took me up 30 feet.
Oh yeah, you've got a monk thing for that, right?
Only 30 feet, forehead.
Even if
Okay.
all of the D6 roll maximum, I still take no damage.
Hot damn. Alright, do it.
Nia falls, like, I don't know, 30 feet.
Yeah, 30
then, yeah.
feet.
Kind of lands on her feet, like, lightning? Really?
Holy
Yeah.
shit.
You see Nia land on her feet right beyond you, but she does not look okay. You can see these burn marks across her neck from this lightning that just hit her. And then you hear this giant thing above you kind of give out this low roar as you see its hands starting to crackle once more. What are you guys doing?
Hiding?
Right.
Trying to
we
hide
gonna-
better?
Gotta get away.
Pass it down,
Yeah.
Trace!
Yeah.
There's no hiding. We're
I
out.
don't know if we are gonna be able to hide,
Run. Okay, yeah. We're running.
yeah, we're gonna run.
So you're all just running as far as you can?
Maybe, like, to the next, I don't know, like, the closest, like, vine structure?
How about away from the vine structure? Because it just came out of this
Yes.
one. Well,
Oh, came out of this one? Okay. Yeah.
Yes, I was right. I think we should run away from them.
Because it probably eats, like, eggs or something. Yeah, let's go.
well, before we do that, are we doing a turn order, or are we just saying what we're doing?
I'm asking what all of you are doing right now. So it seems
Yeah.
like Dawn is casting Pass Without Trace.
Yeah.
Okay.
To make our run escape a little better.
And Notrix is going to cast Light, and he is going to cast it on the plant mound. If it is a plant creature or targeting a magical plant, well, if it's a mundane plant, it just dies. If it's a magical plant, it'll take all this damage, no matter what, and roll disadvantage.
Oh, wow. So you're casting this on the platform vines as you guys dash off.
Yes.
Okay. So as Dawn is casting and the rest of you are running with them, Notrix, you place your hand on these vines and you watch them blacken, wither, shrink, shrivel, and you see that this giant who's has at least 1 foot is seemingly on top of this platform kind of stumbles and then starts going into free fall as he starts to fall. And as he does look like he's about to hit the ground, you see the skin sort of disappear, the blood disappear, and suddenly he's not there. Though half a second later you hear a big boom, boom.
Uh-oh. Hey, Don like flies up to Nostrix and cast resistance, and then he says, "Hey, nice shot! Holy shit!"
Nia, you look like you hurt pretty bad. You need some healing.
Oh, I think. And then she like halfway passes out. Maybe.
10 points to lay on hands for Nia.
10 points of lay on hands. Actually, Alcana, I'm going to need you, as you cast 10 points of lay on hands on Nia, I need you to make a strength saving throw.
Ah!
Ooh. Oh.
+2. Shit, no.
Ah, see what you
You manage to get, casting your spells with you. You all manage to get about 30 feet away from these vine things. You watch as Alcana suddenly is pulled by some invisible force. You see her about move 50, actually not even 50 feet, about 40 feet away from you, actually just past the line of these vines, right past Notrix, where you cast your blight on that platform. And Alcana, as you are there, you do not see anything, but you hear some kind of a creaking groan, and suddenly, boom! You feel, you're not sure what, but you are pushed 5 feet back right into where all of these vines were. You find yourself kind of half stumbling over them, and then again, boom! Pushed 5 feet back the other way. Just your head is ringing. You cannot see what is doing this, but something huge, it seems, has just slapped you around.
What the hell?
Alcana? Do we see what's hitting her?
You do not.
Oh.
I think she is going to go ahead and throw on some aberrant vigor and then just bolt for it. Try and make up the lost ground.
Wait, she is doing what?
Oh.
I think I missed the first part of that.
Oh, I said that she was invoking aberrant vigor and then running back the other direction, trying to make up the lost ground.
All right, Alcana, as you start running again, just trying to make up this lost ground, you
It's not hit.
oh no, actually it would have advantage on that. Ooh.
Ugh.
So you feel another boom, a huge force to your backside, but you manage to keep running. But this thing, you can almost, you feel like your whole body is just going to be black and blue after this. All right, what are the rest of you guys doing? As you see some invisible force just slap Alcana around.
I think Don's gonna cast Flaming Spear just like behind her, like where she would assume something would be like hitting her into, like as in like so she's getting slammed into the vines, right? Like right behind her back, maybe. I would put the like obviously 5 feet away so it doesn't hurt her, but like I'll put it there.
All right.
Hey! Why don't you pick on someone your own size?
You're even smaller than I am!
I know, but shut up! Dude, well, I didn't even know if it hits it. Hold on.
Well, let me
It
go
takes-
ahead and make a saving throw then.
Yeah, it doesn't even make a saving throw, so. Ooh,
Pretty awful dexterity.
whatever it is, it failed.
Yeah, you see as this sphere, you catch it, and then you see that sphere flare up, and as it does, you see emerging from where it hit, kind of this gray skin blackened from flame, going into what seems to be a bare femur, into what seems to be just a cluster of what look like organs, what you see to be just a floating a liver, a spleen, lungs. and then up into that skull that you can now once more see that wooden crown growing out of its nose and eyes.
There's another one.
I think that might be the same one, actually. It's just somehow went invisible. What the hell is
Oh.
this thing?
Well, hey,
Okay, Nia and Notrix, what are you guys doing?
Hey, who has that? Wait, was that the spyglass that Nia has? Is the same one that Logie found at Vold's place, right?
No, that was found at the one manor and Rembro from that one lady we convinced to leave.
yeah.
What happened to the other one?
We have no freaking idea.
Disappear with Logie, I think. Sadly.
That doesn't matter right now. Focus on the whatever the frick.
I'm focusing on whatever the frick, actually.
Hey, can you look through your truth? See if you can see something more about it?
I guess she can do that. And I'm thinking that she also might go ahead and use Divine Sense because she has no idea what the hell this thing is and would like to get some more info.
All right, so wait, Alcana, so you're going back up to it so you can see it through truth?
Actually, if that requires going back up to it, I'm just gonna use Divine Sense from a distance.
All right. In Divine Sense, what's the range on Divine Sense? Yeah.
60 feet.
Yeah, as you cast this, you detect that there's some trace of some sort of an aberration on this thing.
It's aberrant? Well then, that's not what I was, well, it's both is and isn't what I was expecting to see, but, well,
Well, hey, whatever it is, it reacted badly to this before, and Don is gonna slam his flaming sphere into the vines again, like how Notrix attacked the.
Yeah, the vines are just like now just a cluster of like charred, blackened vines. Those aren't. It's not a platform anymore, and it does not seem to be standing on those anymore.
Oh, okay. Can I use foresight to change my answer and throw it at the thing instead?
You don't have to use foresight on that. You just misunderstood the battleground here.
Yeah, that's good. Okay.
All right, you're crashing your sphere into this thing.
Yeah.
All right, let me make another dexterity saving throw for it. That is a success, so it takes half of that damage, which is roll 2d6.
D6. Wait, 2d6. Sorry. 2d6.
All right,
Like
so that's 5 damage this time.
Yeah.
Yeah, you see this sphere crash into it once more, kind of just burning its shins, and there's this sound more like the limb of a great tree cracking than like a voice, as you see the gray skin of its face, these roots growing through it. And then, as it sort of steps back, that foot, which at this moment is just a mass of red, skinless muscles, sort of disappears. That skull disappears. Dawn, I need you to make a strength saving throw.
Oh no. Okay.
Dawn, you feel yourself suddenly pulled 60 feet away from the rest of your party and sort of almost at a diagonal, kind of up 30 feet into the air and 40 feet closer to this thing. But then you're just left and you feel that force leave you, and you're not falling the way that these other ones are. You're just kind of floating up here in the air, since you can fly. But then you don't see this giant, but you can see to the sides of you crackling flashes of electricity, And then Nautrix, the first one of these crackles of electricity sort of materializes into a full-on lightning bolt, and it flies right towards you.
Yeah.
And another one, as it materializes, it flies right towards Nia.
Holy shit! Ah, they hit hard.
Yeah, that hits.
Yeah, as you
Uh,
both,
Yeah, she falls unconscious.
yeah, you
Yeah.
look at Nia just boom, sort of her neck blackening, seizes up this expression of shock, almost fear on her face, and she falls to the ground. As Nautrix, you feel the same thing, boom, hit into you. What are you guys doing?
What the hell?
So these lightning bolts that were next to me, instead of hitting me, they hit Nia and Nautrix.
Yeah, you seem to see them form, but then they would just flew right past you.
What the hell?
What's going on?
We're being
I don't
attacked.
know.
That's what's going on.
I'm gonna try something. I'm gonna spend a point of foresight to say that Dawn had Call Lightning prepared.
All right.
Okay, and can I see it?
You cannot see it at this moment, but you get the sense, you can hear that creaking somewhere above you. You saw the lightning to the sides of you. You get the sense that you're probably right next to it.
Okay, in that case, Don's gonna try his best to like hit it with a Call Lightning. See if like the lightning affects it in some way. I roll with a disadvantage or something, because
No, not when it's a dexterity save.
Okay.
But as you sort of call this lightning, does it come from you or does it come down from the sky?
Oh,
Call
actually,
Lightning.
there's an interesting thing about this though. If there is an existing storm, the spell takes control of it, and it does more damage as a result.
So in that case, maybe it would come from it and hit it.
I don't think there's really a storm going on right now, though it is kind of ever presently cloudy. But Dawn, as you focus, there are sort of flashes of lightning up in the sky. And suddenly you see one of these bolts of lightning crackle down and hit, illuminating suddenly this creature as you see all of its bones sort of lit up, and that skull, skinless, kind of its teeth gritted as best they can, though they can't, the jaws can't quite reach because of these huge vines growing out from between it. But it doesn't flinch. It seems to, even though this lightning hits it, it seems like it does not take any sort of damage from it.
Ah, damn. Oh, I have an idea. Dawn? But Dawn was able to see its face, right?
Yes, now it is visible again.
Dawn wants to cast plant growth.
I mean,
Yeah.
let's go to everyone else's turn first, because if you're still
because I'm
there,
gonna do
then
it
you
a
get
lot.
another turn too.
Yes.
Nia, Alcana, Nautrix, what are you guys doing?
I'm gonna try and get Nia up again.
You guys are all standing sort of 30 feet away from this, just watching as this giant just apparates back into existence.
Playing, not standing. Sorry.
Oh yeah.
Let's fix that problem. Yeah, let's fix that problem with Nia not standing and keep on moving.
Okay, yeah, Nia kind of wakes up. Ah, what the? Why am I on the?
Let's talk more running.
You know, I could have been out of here by now if it wasn't for you slow people.
So, Alcana, after you get Nia up, you guys keep running?
I see no reason to do anything else, unless it
Yes, do it.
Don will not be able to follow.
Yeah, you see Don right next to this giant, but the giant at least didn't seem to attack Don the last time. But you guys get up and keep moving, put another 30 feet. Or, well, I suppose Nia could put more if she wanted to, between you and this giant.
Go a whole 120 if I really wanted to.
So,
people
Nia, do you get yourself even a little bit further?
Um, yeah.
You're like 10 health, I would do it.
All right, Notrix, what are you doing?
I think that I am going to give it more targets to aim at, and I'm going to conjure 8 wolves.
There you go. Yes, good idea.
Yeah,
Notrix's hat trick.
I'm going to conjure 8 wolves, well, right around where Don is, attempting to be close to it, or summon them close to it.
Beautiful.
All right, Notrix, staying close by, you summon 8 wolves that are suddenly at the feet of this giant creature. That just sort of, you see this skull, which is all you can see, kind of look down at them a little bit confused. And as it looks down, you see bits of musculature apparate just around the skull and the neck, just this red, bloody cheeks and structures around the eyes that have no eyeballs within them, just these plants growing out around the neck, the outline of blood floating down from the skull and into nothing. Go ahead and roll 8 wolf bites.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, is that all of them?
That is 8, yes.
All right, so let's see. 6 plus 7, 13, plus 8, 21. 15 does not hit. Plus 4, 25. 31. 38. God damn, these wolves. Wolves, so OP.
Well, the main purpose is to distract everything.
Yeah, you see as you are just sending all these wolves to bite at it, just nipping at its heels. It sort of again this big creaking sound as it sort of rears back. And as it does, you can see more of its skin start to once more apparate around its limbs, more of its musculature. It's no longer just a skeleton. And it sort of, its hands crackle with lightning once more, and it boom, boom, throws them down. How much HP do these wolves have?
Not a great deal, 11 each.
Yeah, you see as it just boom, boom, the ground all around it lights up with this crackling electricity. As it clears away, about half of these wolves are gone.
But hey, it's my turn, right?
Yes.
Now that it's on the ground, Don wants to cast plant growth around its like eyes, and like try his best to like make the plant growth like keep it, like at least try to tether it to the ground, right? And cover its eyes. So then, yeah, after he does that, Don wants to like fly towards Notrix and just say, "All right, let's bail."
So, Dawn, as you cast plant growth, kind of targeting this plant-like crown that is growing out of its eye sockets and nostrils and mouth, you see that it becomes suddenly more verdant, whereas it was previously these craggy roots. You see leaves growing out of it. You see more branches starting to form. But it doesn't seem to react to it as much as you think it was. It doesn't look around confused or anything. If anything, it still seems to be focused on these wolves at its feet.
Okay.
All right, so Don, what are you doing?
Yeah,
After using your action to do that.
I'm gonna try
Reminder,
to.
you can dash or disengage as a bonus action.
Yeah, I'd like to do that. I'm gonna dash to Natrix and yep, I'm gonna say, all right, I think it's distracted enough. Let's bail.
As you start to dash away, you see one of its big gray mitts just take a swing right at you in the air.
Ah!
You are set spinning for a second, but you manage to keep on flying towards Notrix.
Ow! 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 Come on! Come on!
Don,
Yes, I hear you.
Yeah, end of my turn. Basically, trying to fly away.
Yeah. Well, since you said you're dashing too, that means you can move 60 feet instead of 30 feet. Notrix, what are you doing?
okay. Let's see. Joy, is Don? What is he doing when he gets to me? Is he like, are you planning on landing on me so I move you, or is that?
Were you 60 feet away from me? Yeah,
I don't
actually,
know.
right?
He was 30 feet away from you.
Oh, you're probably better dashing away on your own then.
Yeah, I'll just dash away. Like, I imagine like maybe we're running together, like in canon. But yeah, I
Okay.
dash away.
So Notrix activates his symbiotic entity to get some health, and then follows after Don. Yeah, that's my action, so I can't dash. Although I can, I will healing word myself in 9 health. But yeah, as Notrix runs, he sort of frantically just cast various magics on himself, going after Don.
Yeah, Notrix, you go at a full run as best as you can, kind of trying to heal yourself with meagerly as best you can. You see, or kind of more here behind you, this giant still contending with all of these wolves. As the lightning continues to crackle in the sky above it, its fists crackle with lightning once more, and it is tossing these down at its feet. But you all manage to get continuing to run into the next turn, about 90 feet away from these. And as you look back, you realize that those lightning crackles have stopped, but it doesn't seem to be in pursuit. And once more, you hear that wooden creak as it seems to step onto the next of these viney platforms. And as it does, its hulking form disappears once more.
What the hell was that thing?
I don't know. Does Dawn recognize that at all? Like, is that something from Xanaris? Is that like anything of the sort?
It's not like anything that you've seen.
Right.
Or anything in history about it?
Um, I'll let Dawn and Nia roll history checks, though the DC is pretty high.
Oh.
Nope.
Hang on.
18 though? No.
Not quite. When I say
Okay.
pretty high, I mean it.
You mean big boy high?
Good. Increase that.
Well, initially looking at that thing, I would have guessed undead, not aberrant. Ugh. I never heard of anything even remotely like that.
It's possible that was the growth keepers that the druid was talking about.
Yes. That's probably not the only one, sweet Sarah Doman.
Well, then I'd really like to know how they keep it happy so I can know for next time.
As you look around, you realize that you're sort of sitting, many of you battered, in a bit of kind of undergrowth right in the shadow of one of these glass greenhouses sticking out of the fog. Right now it's still, though you can hear very faintly another whizzing of almost insectoid wings on the other side of the greenhouse, kind of sort of crouch instinctively, but it seems to pass you by.
Oh, so he ran towards the building. All right.
Oh, or did you think that you ran the other way?
No.
No, I'll
This is
say no.
better.
If you
Yeah,
ran this way and it stopped attacking us, that's fine.
Although, Don squints at that and says, I'm pretty sure the fairies got something to do with it. Did you see it when I was right up next to it? It didn't attack me.
Hmm.
It looked like it was actively avoiding me.
Hmm. That's not a
Almost
bad hypothesis.
Well, good to know that you're the VIP around here.
like barely. But either way, what should I do? Should I ask a fairy what's going on?
Well, you're the expert on fairies. Do you think that's a good idea?
Uh, it depends. Ah, you saw how these guys were wearing tuxedos, right? So it looks like they're from the mafia, but I don't know which one.
There's more than one?
Yeah, there's the one I'm from, the Reenag, and then there's two other ones. They're a bunch of chumps, but we still don't want to go toe to toe with them. They're called the Adamane and the Brethachas. Amadane, sorry.
I assume those are things that have meaning in your language.
Oh yeah, sorry. Adamane, that's Old Zenarian for the fools, and then Brethachas is the Brotherhood, and then my gang that I used to be part of, that's the Star Gang. So
Right.
hopefully, I think the only way I'd be able to talk to these guys is if they're, from the Star Gang. Or I could always lie and say I wasn't, but I don't know how close to knit they are.
Perhaps we should have a short peek around first, and well, if we encounter one of them up close, well, you can attempt some communication.
Yeah. Yeah, let's have a peek around. And how long does Paths Without Trace last?
Well, you cast another concentration spell, so that's
Oh,
gone.
you're right. That's gone. Let me make sure. I cast a lot of spells. I got one more, so you want me to cast Pass Without Trace, or should I go solo?
I'd rather avoid attracting too much attention right now.
Alright. In that case, why don't I go invisible and take a look around?
I suppose that's well. I guess you'd have the best chance of understanding anything we see. Well, this place is run by fairies.
Yeah. Nia, you wanna come with?
No, I'm good. I think I'll just stay here for a while.
Alright. Yeah, you took a few hits there. And Don
Guess I'll
goes
kind of
invisible.
see what you can do for Nia.
So, Don, you go invisible. Everyone else, since you've kind of got a little bit of cover here, just go ahead and roll stealth checks with advantage.
So for Alcana, that's just normal stealth.
Yeah. All right. So, Don, as you go invisible, you start to sort of flit around the tops of these greenhouses. What sort of thing are you looking for specifically?
I'm looking for. I think first thing I'm looking for is any kind of iconography, like anything that uh symbolizes uh like which gang these guys are a part of, like any posters on the wall, any Banners? I don't know if mafia gangs would have banners, but you know. Or like maybe any familiar faces?
Sure. Roll a perception check.
Damn.
Yeah, kind of flit up. And you do spot not a lot, but it seems like there are a few dozen of these greenhouses spread out over this place. And you can see, even as you hear that faint mechanical whir far in the distance, that there are these viney plants that seem to be growing in a lot of them. You can see their black outlines pressed against the mostly frosted glass of these greenhouses. You do notice that none of them seem to have front doors. That it seems like almost all of them are accessed via these chutes on the top that you see these fairies dip in and out of. But well, they seem to be well dressed in a way that people outside the mafia generally ain't. You can't quite make it out, and you think that maybe if you get closer to them, check things out a little bit more close up, you could make a bit more sense of it. But just at the first survey, you don't see anything that gives you many hints.
In that case, I think Don's gonna take a closer look.
You gonna go inside one of these greenhouses?
Yeah, I will.
All right. Roll a stealth with advantage, Don.
Ooh.
So, Don, you flit over to one of these greenhouses, to one of these chutes, and you see that there's a lot of kind of odd undergrowths. A lot of it almost has like the look of a witch's brew, kind of just bursting out at certain points, and then nothing but thin vines elsewhere. But all around the outside of this, you see that there is this kind of very heavy reddish moss, particularly around the chute. But you sort of pass by that reddish moss and down and into this greenhouse. You see that there are a couple of these fairies sort of working off to one side, but there are these rows of what seem to be wooden benches, and there are these brambles on them growing in these pots, and they look like much younger versions of that bramble that you guys spotted next to the river when you were given that tour by the horticulturalist from the well, I'm blanking on the name of that institution, but the horticulturalist from Mistalin. If you remember that there was kind of this odd bloom near the river and this strange, almost octopus-looking vine in the center of it. Yeah, it seems like there are just rows of that. Roots that thicken and branch in odd places. You see these two fairies in suits kind of moving between them and kind of crafting magic on each of them, trying to sort of cast druidcraft. And sometimes they manage to create these little blooms on them, small, fairly unimpressive flowers, but sometimes they seem to almost create tumors on these plants that'll burst, and you see them duck as this tumor on this plant bursts and leaves this dark red viscous liquid all around.
Ugh. Nasty. So, I have a question.
Yes.
If Don were to pick up something like the that red stuff, would it become invisible with him?
You know, technically, I think it would.
Alright. I hate to do it, but I think Don would take off his hat, and he's gonna scoop up a little bit of it.
All right. You kind of go in close, start scooping up a little bit very carefully. I'm going to say roll either a sleight of hand or an investigation check.
Okay. Hey.
Yeah, you managed to get actually almost right next to these two fairies who are working in as you very cautiously scoop some into your hat. And this close, you can hear them talking to each other in hushed tones, and as they talk, you see one of them kind of bend his neck over to sort of speak to the other, and as he does, you can see a tattoo on the neck. A tattoo you recognize is that of the Brathachas. He's saying, look, I don't like it as much as you do, but frankly, of all the details we could work here, this is the best duty we can. I mean, you want to be in the saddling nursery? You know what they use for fertilizer there. And I mean, I got no love for the Phaelus, but come on, no one wants to work there. And the other one says, well, working in the nursery's a dream. Next to working on the Prime, ain't nobody wants to work on the Prime. Tell me about it. I ain't never been assigned detail there, but I heard the horror stories. Yeah. Oh, I say that maybe about 10% of these look like they'll be ready to ship. Yeah, I think so.
The Fairy and the Prime, huh? Don's gonna look around. Is there like, are there any doors to like more rooms in this whole area?
No, it seems to be one large, glassy. Well, it's a greenhouse.
Okay, just a big old greenhouse. In that case, all right. I think Don is gonna. I think he's just gonna take one more look around, like see if there's any more like plants of interest, POI, and yeah, see if there's anything else he could pick up before going back to the others and reporting in.
Yeah, you look around. The floor itself is just sort of plain dirt. It doesn't have a separate floor. It seems like all the plants in here are these same odd brambles that you'd spotted before. Different stages of life. Some of them look very healthy. Some of them look withered and dead. Really, the only other thing of note you can tell is that it seems like there are these. I think you do notice that these clusters of that reddish moss that you spotted on the shoot in seem to be growing on the outside of the greenhouse, almost at regular intervals. You see that the greenhouse itself is constructed of several large frosted glass panels, and it seems like every other panel has one of these clusters of moss. But other than that, nothing that really draws your eye. And indeed, it's only a couple minutes later when you see the other two fairies start zooming up towards that chute, and one of them says, well, I know you might not like it, but I got duty in the nursery. Huh. Good luck. Make sure they're all cold this time. And then they're gone.
Okay. All right. Don is gonna like wait maybe 45 seconds before also heading out the same chute, and he's gonna make his way towards the others.
Yeah, the rest of you sort of tense as you hear a buzzing of fairy wings right close to you.
Hey guys.
Oh, gee.
Are yeah. All right. So, listen. I found a lot of stuff. I turned on invisible, and yeah, I let everyone know what happened in there, and I'm gonna show probably Natrix specifically, the red goop, and tell him, I saw. You remember those brambles from back in Miracle Grove?
Yes.
That kind of looked like octopus.
Yes.
I found. So they're like two of those fairies, you know, those Brathachas, and they were messing with these things,
So they.
and
What?
one of
What?
them
What will they do?
they're messing with them, and uh one of them like exploded and produced this scoop, but uh they're basically just growing him. It looks like they're taking care of him.
Nostrix thinks about that. Uh, was what Nostrix ever told where these come from? Like when he talked about this last time?
The brambles?
Yeah.
Uh, just that they were cultivated out of plants that were native to the I need to have these names better memorized, but to sort of the inhospitable networks of caves. That they had originated from things that grew there, but they had been sort of specially cultivated, bred to thrive in this environment.
So Tuffix didn't mention the fairy mafia is making or something like that.
Nope.
Yeah, I think Don also says, yeah, another problem is these fairies. I was hoping they were part of the Star Gang, but they're actually the Brethatches. These guys, I was hoping if it wasn't the Star Gang, it'll be the Adamang, because they're kind of dumbasses, but, the Brotherhood, they're a lot more, organized.
I see. So, you don't think that they would be friendly?
Nah, probably not.
Hmm.
That, and they're kind of a little more smarter. I wonder why they're working down here.
Well, I guess they're making the brambles.
Yeah, they also mentioned these other places. There was the Fairy, the Prime, and the Nursery. And when they were talking about the nursery, they said something like, one of them was working in it, and the other one said, "Make sure it's cold this time." So I'm guessing it's like, I don't know if that's important, but seems to be a place that's chilly, cold.
Yeah.
I don't like the sound of fairy though.
Well, it sounds like fairy.
Yeah, but like the way they said it was like fairy. It's almost like a factory, but for fae and fairies.
Are you born in a factory?
No? What
No, just
about my
making sure.
parents?
I don't know how fairies work.
Well, we ain't born in factories.
So, before Don came back, I guess did we see those other two fly off to some of the other buildings?
Let's see. I think Nia's past perception is high enough that, yeah, she would have kind of caught the signature of two fairies flying together and maybe spotted them sort of branching off, one of them slighter, flying somewhere to the west, and one of them a little bit more heavy set, flying to another building.
Which was, can Don remember which one was talking about going to the nursery?
The more heavy set one.
Okay. Obviously, yeah. Don would have to be told by Nia that she saw them, but yeah.
She tell him.
Okay. Yeah, no, in that case, Don says, well, if we're gonna investigate this place a little more, it looks like we know at least where the nursery is, and I'll look towards the general direction of the more heavy set one.
So they were growing. Did you catch what they were growing there?
No, but they did say that it kind of sucks to work in the nursery. Like they were saying, working here in the greenhouse is way better than that, so I'm assuming it ain't anything pretty.
I guess we'll go over there now. But I guess if we're caught, maybe this is just an idea, but perhaps we should pose as like the inspectors or something.
That's a good idea. Whoa.
Yeah, we're here to protect their production line.
You're right. Okay, good.
I have no
Yeah,
idea if that's something that would work in this situation, but that's my idea.
If they ask, we were sent by Mickey himself. He's the head of the Brotherhood, so.
See that with your knowledge, the deception will surely work.
Exactly. These Brotherhood jerks, they might be a little smart, but I think Don, he is a little smarter. And Natrix.
And me.
And you.
Well, first, I guess I should. Do you want me to look at this? Whoa.
Oh, yeah, sure. Here you go. And he tries his best to.
Yeah, Notrix roll either a nature or a medicine check. This is blood. Blood, maybe from a humanoid, definitely not from like a strange creature. This is run of the mill blood, and a lot of it.
Don't. This is just blood.
That's blood?
Yes. How did you not realize this is just blood?
Is it like coagulated right now?
I mean, it's a bit thick.
Yeah. Oh, but it's just like runny, huh?
Yeah,
Damn.
it's got a lot of blood.
Oh,
Did you put
nasty.
this? Did you put this in your hat?
Yeah, I had nothing else.
Uh,
I didn't want to empty my, you know, my water skin and put this crap in there.
And you look at the crown of your hat, and you can see that it is just stained this deep red and starting to drip through a little.
Ugh, I'm just gonna dump it.
You
Nasty.
dump your hat.
Like I'll dump the blood on the ground.
All right.
Well,
Where did this come
how
from
soaked
again?
is my? That bramble exploded. It was weird. Like some of them that they were casting magic on, like grew fine, and then other ones were, well, they would grow these weird tumor-looking things that they just explode, and this would come out of it.
Guess there's some chance for errors in the creation of them, or something like that.
Yeah, you're telling me. How soaked and horrible is my hat right now?
It doesn't look great.
You know what? Don's gotta toss the hat. There's no saving that.
Wait a minute, don't we have prestidigitation? No, we
Do
don't.
we?
Nobody here
No,
has
we don't.
prestidigitation. I think Druid craft doesn't work either.
I mean, we can always wash it later, you know. I could just put it in my
Yeah.
pocket.
Can you put it in your pocket? I don't want to hold this thing.
Sure, I'll hold on to it.
Thanks.
Put it in your special pocket, Notrix.
Probably just in my normal pocket, to be honest.
All right.
Perfect.
It's just a coin-sized hat.
That's so cute. But yeah, I think in that case, I'd assume we're on our way to the nursery.
Yeah, I guess. Do we want to just? Who wants
Yeah,
to
we're
go?
just.
You know, does Nia want to come along? Or should? I'm just thinking in terms of like I'm kind of not being very good at stealthing.
I was thinking, oh, how far away do all the other buildings look from here?
I mean, it seems like there are a lot of these greenhouses, some of them different sizes. Nia definitely saw the direction that ferry was going, but not his final destination. So you might have to wind your way through a few of them before you get to the nursery, if you know what to look for.
True, it might be a little sketchy to start moving around here.
Well, it would be more sketchy to try and leave, I think, at this point, because that thing is still back over there.
Yeah, so I could go out and keep looking around if you want. I'll come back. Might be our only option.
Well, I can always be a spider.
Oh.
Might be useful.
Yeah, that's right. Sure. Yeah, hop on, little guy.
Yeah, you're okay just waiting here, or do you want to try and come as well?
Oh, I was thinking I would, you would come with me, but you could go. How fast are you as a spider?
Well, you could carry me, I guess.
Sure, why not? Yeah, if I'm invisible and you're a spider, we're gonna be undetectable.
Sure.
So this is just Notrix and Dawn going then?
Yeah.
And Dawn, you go invisible again?
Yes. This is my last spell slot, so I will not become uninvisible again.
All right.
I mean,
So,
yeah, I guess.
yeah, Notrix, you hop onto Dawn's shoulder or wherever, and Dawn, go invisible, start flitting along in the direction that Nia pointed out to you. Roll, I'd say either a perception, an insight, or an investigation.
Okay. Perception, insight, investigation.
Do we both roll that or just Dawn?
I think just Dawn, but yeah, Dawn, as you kind of flit up above the level of these greenhouses, watch the sort of low cloud of fog move around them. You move about 100, 200 feet out before you spot another greenhouse, different than the others though, uh, much longer, skinny. And then it seems like beyond that, there's only one more greenhouse. It's a bit larger than the others, but this long one seems to have several chutes going along the top of it. And what else you spot are a couple of these white robed figures in these featureless shrouds that seem to move through the mist. You don't even see them moving their feet.
What the hell are those guys?
And then you spot two of them stop, and then this bundle of you're not sure what, but wrapped in burlap, just kind of rise up on its own over one of these chutes on top of this long building and drop down. On the other side of this long building, you spot a fairy kind of coming out of it.
What does the fairy look like?
It's just another one in a sort of a navy blue pinstripe suit.
Okay.
Can't make out too many details from here. Looks a little weaselly.
All right. So do we go in the building? I definitely think that the building where the fairy was dropped looks a lot more interesting right now.
Oh, we could briefly look in one of the other buildings we passed, or if we did, I'm not entirely clear. But just
Sure.
to check if it's exactly the same, or if it's the same as the one you already looked in.
Sure. Why don't we take a look at the one where that one fairy came out of? The Weasley looking one.
All right, yeah, it's all one building. It's just very
All right.
long, a very long greenhouse.
Yeah.
It seems like one end was where these white shrouded figures dropped a bundle, and at the other end is where that fairy came out.
Did
Well, seems like
you know what? I think we should try and go in where the fairy came out, perhaps.
yeah. I feel like there's gonna be a lot of eyes on the part where that bundle went in. So let's
But
go
also,
for that.
if they chuck a bundle into somewhere, we don't know what happens to it on the other side. We don't want to fly into something.
It's like a cheese grater or something. Yeah.
Yeah, like
We're not
there's
very
some
big.
sort of machine on the other side that just grinds up people or something. I don't know.
All right, we'll go through that way.
All right, so you flit down towards the chutes on the far western end of this long building. As you're about to enter, you actually stop. You see that same fairy who you'd spotted just a short while ago, that sort of huskier fairy, emerge from that chute, kind of shaking his head, this look of clear disgust on his face. And he flies past your invisible form, seemingly completely unaware. You see that same kind of red moss stuff is growing around the top of the chute, but you, Dawn, drop down. And as you do, you can see that there are more of these rows of wooden benches immediately visible, seemingly stretching the entire length of this place. And there are these tiny tin pots on top of them with what are clearly the same sort of brambles, but far smaller, just one or two tiny branches within. And they seem to kind of be quivering a little bit, twitching. It almost gives you a sense closer to that of like a worm than a plant. But as you descend, you also hear something else from some of these benches further in. You hear what sounds like
Holy shit.
and you hear it coming from a few different spaces in there. You see at the very far end of this greenhouse, there are more of these kind of bundles of some sort of shaggy cloth in piles. You're not even totally sure what it is from here.
What the hell is that? Ugh. This whole place is giving me the creeps. You know what? I only heard the noise, right? That
Yeah, you hear it coming from maybe five of these benches in. Right now you're on the very far end.
Don's gonna like, not so enthusiastically, but he's gonna creep over there and peek and see if he could see what's making that noise. I think that would be what catches his attention first.
So, like, are you more at ground level, or are you staying closer to like the ceiling of this greenhouse?
I think the ceiling.
All right. Dawn, as you, still invisible, creep very carefully along the ceiling, and you hear that this chorus of these sounds getting louder. You spot a couple of wider benches, and as you spot the space between them, you see bodies, but not dead bodies. One of them appears to be one of these strange dwarves, like you had spotted before, who actually talked to your party that you recognize, rescued from Avianzi. But he is laid out below one of these benches, and out from his mouth and his empty eyes and his ears are roots that seem to be channeling up into that little sapling that's above him. Beside him, there's another one of these bodies giving that same just faint spluttering sounds around the roots that are growing out of the mouth. The armor is battered, but it looks to be like the uniform of a white knight squire, and the same thing, these roots going up into these saplings. As you spot this, you look further in and you see that there are actually a couple more of these bodies for what you thought were just bundles of ragged cloth are bodies that have kind of been pushed to the sides of this place.
What the hell?
Notrix cannot express himself because he is a spider, but internally, he is freaked out a bit by all this.
Yeah, Don's like kind of almost hugging Natrix like a puppy right now. Like, oh shit. Don. I know, I thought you were gonna talk.
And then you see another fairy kind of descend from one of these chutes, and he's got this big grin on his face. He flits over and he says, "Oh my god, I can't believe it. They just left these things here with all their teeth." You see him pull a tiny pair of pliers out and kind of descend onto this squire and start working on the jaws. And as he pulls out a molar, you hear kind of a, easy there, big guy. You'll live. Well, probably not. These look like ones that the Ascendant ate. All right. He kind of gives a quick, furtive look around. As long as I'm quick about it, no one will see. You see him pull out about 10 of these feet, before he kind of pushes them into his vest, looks around, and darts off again.
Done. No, like he's pulled teeth from people before, but right now he feels a little sick.
So this isn't day-to-day life for him.
Like
I'm back.
maybe, but like at least the people that he does it to, they deserve it.
Morality, huh?
Just a little, just a flare of it.
Suddenly you hear something else. Another low moan. As you look off to one side of the greenhouse, not too far away from you, you see one of these ragged bundles kind of half flip over. And you see a man, heavily bruised, kind of limply his hand reaches up and clasps a holy symbol, but not a holy symbol of Staradomin, a holy symbol that actually seems to be, I think Notrix might recognize it, but actually seems to be a Menethite holy symbol. And it seems like, well, most of these bodies on the sides of this place are either dead or very close to dead. He looks a little bit more lively.
Huh. You see that guy?
Yes. Oh, I can't. Notrix can't speak, but yes.
Can I cast wait, hold on, let me make sure I have enough spell slots. Yes, I do. Can I cast Speak with the Animals so I can talk to Natrix?
Sure.
Boop. Okay. Should we try to talk to that guy?
I'm not sure. Well,
Maybe we should take a look around first, or
I don't know. Just all this is very, very grim. But
yeah.
I suspect it's probably a little late for the ones under the table. But maybe we can go help that guy.
Sure.
Oh, actually, one question, I guess. The saplings that are growing here, do they look like really immature versions of the brambles, or is this something different?
No, they look like very immature versions of those brambles.
Okay.
Well, those fairies we're talking about, horror stories. I think this place is the prime.
Yeah, this would give most people horror stories if they worked here.
Hey, before we continue, should I, Don kind of, well, he's invisible, so he's just gonna say it. Should I cut those vines? Like how, I'm gonna look at the vines that are like connected to the people's faces. How like tough would it look to like just slash at him with my Tonto?
It probably wouldn't be too hard, it would take you a few slices, but they don't seem like super woody, super tough. It seems like, yeah, you feel confident that you could slice through them.
Is there any way Notrix, through his understanding of magic, could perhaps determine what would happen to the people if that were to happen?
Roll either an Arcana or a Medicine check. You look at them, you don't know.
Are you sure that's a good idea?
I mean, I don't know, man. It's better than nothing, right? You just want to leave him here?
I don't know, but well, if you do that, it might alert or it might cause a ruckus.
You're right. All right, you know what? Let's look around, and maybe when we're done with this place, we'll cut him free.
Yeah, let's go talk. Let's go look at this guy who might still have hope for him.
Sure. Don's gonna fly towards the guy in the the bag and say, "Hey, buddy."
Huh?
Did that sound familiar?
It does not sound familiar. Not at
Okay.
all.
All right. Don's gonna fight him and say, "Hey, buddy, shh. I'm not looking for these fairies. All right, just calm down. You all right?
Don't.
Hey, shush. We're here to
He
help."
squints at you.
Don's invisible. So
Don is invisible.
Who are you?
All right. The name's Don. I'm a fairy. I'm invisible right now. Sorry, it's a lot to explain, but what's your name?
I am Kushim.
Kushim. All right. Hey, what happened to you?
Ah,
Kushim, as you try to search your memories, you feel like you have big chunks of time missing. The last you can remember is joining up with a mercenary group that had promised to be able to get you close to that captain you were looking for. But what you didn't realize is that they had another job. As they tried to assault a Kintraw caravan, things went sour. And, well, that's the last you remember.
yeah. I think he tells Don that I was joining a mercenary group. They promised me they'd help me recover something taken from my people, but it didn't go to plan, and I can't remember what happened next.
Right. Okay. Maybe it doesn't matter, but do you know where you are?
I know. I think I am in the wastelands to the north, but I don't think I know more than that.
Yeah. As you concentrate, Kushim, the one word that kind of comes to your mind, you're not sure if it's something you heard subconsciously in your long period laid out here, is the nursery.
The nursery. Oh, then what does a prime look like? Holy shit.
I do have a quick question. Does Kushim still have his eyes, or any other signs of being implanted with roots?
He has his eyes, he has his tongue. He doesn't have very much on him besides his clothes and his holy symbol. But yeah, he looks like he hasn't been used to fertilize any of these. He looks pretty banged up though.
I look around. Are there any fairies in here?
At this moment, no.
You think you could stand?
I can try, and he's going to attempt to stand now.
Yeah, it's you stumble a few times, but you do manage to rise unsteadily to your feet.
There's still enough strength in these bones.
All right. Well, just remind me, what else was in here other than the bodies and the bundles? Was there something else that Don spotted about this area?
It seems like it's mostly just a large house used to grow the initial saplings of these brambles. There are probably along one wall a few gardening tools, but nothing that immediately catches your eye beyond the bundles, which seem to be piled far higher at the opposite end of this long greenhouse.
Is there a ground exit at all, or is the only entrance through the chimneys that we flew in?
Yeah, you don't see any doors. It seems like it's only these chutes at the top.
Well, dang,
Fairies
buddy.
only.
Yeah, we don't know how we're gonna get you out of here.
Question: this is a greenhouse, right?
It is.
So the walls are made of glass, right?
Frosted glass, yes. Large
No.
panels, about a meter across.
Well, I know glass when I see it. It shouldn't be too difficult to break through.
Yeah, but we kind of don't want to let them know we're here. Hence why I'm invisible. Although, I don't know. You know any magic?
Not as such. I have some skills at summoning up the powers of the gods to aid me in my tasks, but I don't think. And he looks at his spell sheet. I don't think I have. Oh yes, I have. I may be able to perform a ritual to silence this area so that they would not hear the sound of glass breaking.
Ah. Hey, you know what? That's good. You can do that. Perfect.
Is
Uh,
that a good idea? Still,
You know what? Before you do that, let me scout the area. Make sure there's no more fairies around. And I kind of lean into Natrix and try my best not to let him hear and say, "Should we let this chump, join us?"
well, doesn't would be a bit cruel to just leave him here.
Yeah. And after seeing those, guys tied to those saplings, I kind of don't feel like leaving him here.
Yeah. Well, this silence idea is rather interesting. It has the possibility of being seen, but this place hasn't been very busy so far.
Yeah, so I'm
Might be a
thinking
while until they discover it.
exactly. I'm thinking that as long as there's no one around to see him, he could probably sneak back to the group pretty easily. All right, let me scout. I look back at our friend. What was your name again?
Kushin.
Kushin. All right. Listen, I'm gonna scout around, make sure the coast is clear. Then let's do this. All right. We have a few more friends. They're kind of hiding in a bush somewhere. You could hang out with us.
Don't know.
Ah, that is good. It appears my previous companions are, well,
Uh, Sorry about that. Don't think this
Tell
through.
him. Tell him that we'll look outside. If the coast is clear, to silence and then break the glass, or knocks on the glass outside.
Oh, okay. All right, buddy. I'm gonna go take a look. If the coast is clear, I'll knock on the glass. Okay. Then you cast silence and do your thing.
okay.
All right.
So, Don, you flit back up the chute. Notrix with you, right?
Yep, Natrix with me. I'm just gonna look around, make sure there's no fairies.
Yeah, you come up and sort of perch yourself up on the edge of the greenhouse. You look down, um, and you actually do see a fairy, and then you see one of these pale, shrouded figures. And the fairy sort of stops and he says, "I, no, the prime already got fed. Already got fed. It's all okay for today, at least until the evening. Okay." And you see the fairy kind of nervously point towards that large greenhouse. It seems to be the last one, just north of you. And that pale figure does not make any movement, no voice, no body motion. And the fairy says, "So everything's okay, all right? All right." The fairy starts kind of almost flying backwards and then turns and flies away far more quickly. See, that shrouded figure stays there for a second longer and then moves back. It seems to disappear into the mist. You wait about 15 more seconds, but it doesn't seem like anyone else is coming into this area.
As Don flies down to the glass, he just kind of says to Natrix, "Who do you think those freaks are?"
I have no idea. Well, when you say figure, do they look human? Or do they have like faces and that?
They are about 7.5 feet tall, thin, seem to glide more than walk, and their robes are more like shrouds. You don't see sleeves, you don't see arms. There is no opening for the face or for the eyes or anything. They look as if they're wearing some kind of a squared off headdress underneath, as where it rises for the head. It seems to, kind of come to a couple of points, but you cannot really see any features of them.
Yeah.
I don't know what they are. Well, maybe those are the Growth Keepers. Not sure. Everyone seems afraid of them.
Small grove keepers? Maybe. Either way, here, let me just... Don knocks on the glass. And he's gonna back away.
Okay. Kushim holds out his holy symbol and probably says, and the ritual is probably dedicated to Eladinis, something about the stillness of waters or something. And then he focuses on the glass wall and casts silence.
Shh. Silence.
And now Kushim doesn't have any weapons to break this with. So, like, is Notrix next to him now? Or how
Well,
is it?
Notrix is a
How does
spider.
it work? Oh,
I'm a spider over on the other side. But
There were tools on the wall.
yeah, like maybe a shovel or a.
Yeah, grab a...
yeah, I'll find something like that. Just grab the first thing I can find and stuff.
Heavy metal thing.
Yeah, you grab a metal shovel and sort of rearing back Kushim, you sort of prepare yourself and swing it hard right into the center of the glass, which shatters silently.
Okay, he stumbles out. Can he see the others waiting outside?
No,
No.
but Don is... Yeah, Don's gonna like fly right in front of your face and say, "Hey, I'm right in front of you."
Oh,
Which you do not hear.
oh yeah.
Oh, god damn it.
Since we're in the silence, okay, I think without hearing anything else, it's just going to walk ahead.
And after another 20 feet, you suddenly can once more hear sort of just the sounds of this valley all around you.
I don't know why he's ignoring me. What an asshole.
And Notrix also cannot hear Don, so Don is just invisible. There's no indication at all that he's communicating. So
No, I think
Until
like,
you hear just that last bit as Don flies to follow Kushim. What an asshole.
Don,
How dare you, invisible fairy?
Oh, now you respond to me. Although a thank you would be, much appreciated.
Don, we were in silence.
Oh yeah. Never mind. Well, okay. Listen, my buddies, they're close to here. Here, let me lead you over to them. They'll, make sure you don't get beat up. And then we'll continue on a little, venture. And then we're gonna try our best to get out of here.
And Don, as you're saying this, you hear faintly, but coming towards you, the whirring of wings.
Oh, come on. Is there a bush or something around here?
There are bits of
Five.
undergrowth, yeah.
Okay, yeah. He Don pulls at the guy's shirt, come on, come on, come on.
Okay, and he follows, runs. If he can run, I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah, he can run. Kushum, go ahead and roll a stealth check.
Oh, please be good at stealth. Please.
Kushum, you sort of following Don's voice, duck behind this scrubby bush off to the edge, getting closer to that other larger greenhouse. As you see one of these fairies kind of fly past you about 10 feet and then turn around slowly and say, "What the hell? Oh no. Oh no, one of them got loose." And he kind of looks back towards the shattered bit of glass and he sort of pulls out. For a second, you think it's well, I'm not sure if Cushion would know what a musket is, but it almost has the appearance of a firearm. But he kind of gives a wave with it. And Cushion, I need you to go ahead and make a wisdom saving throw.
Nice!
You feel this magic start to wash over you, but you manage to sort of hold yourself steady as it fails. And the fairy kind of looks a bit taken aback by it. All right, this is a strong one. What are you guys
Okay.
doing?
Don wants to tackle him.
Huh?
And I try to hold him still and then yell at Kushum, "Hey, grab him! Grab him!
Oh,
Grab his face! Don't let him go!"
All right, Don, make an athletics check to grapple this mofo.
Okay. Athletics. Fuck!
Well, he doesn't have a great athletics either, so let me go
Okay.
ahead and roll.
Two
You're
just
a
weak
bad
fairies
player.
just
Word.
in the air.
He has a 4 to strength. Holy shit!
Yeah, you, Don, give this weakest, wimpiest looking bear hug as your invisibility falls, and he struggles so half heartedly like a limp fish, and you manage to kind of hold him for a second. And you say, "Help! Help!"
Get him! Get him!
okay, Kushma is going to try to grab him.
All right, Kusham, why don't you go ahead and make your own athletics check? I'll say this time with advantage since Don's already got him grappled.
Yeah, and it's a tiny fair.
Get him! Yay!
You manage to kind of just grab him out of the air and kind of stuff him under your ragged clothes.
And
We got a prison.
Maybe you have like a cloak or something that's in tatters.
I want to say that while Don was grabbing him, Nottrix snuck on board this other fairy, and underneath the cloak, yeah, on board. Underneath the cloak, I want to start webbing him up, like
Yeah!
making manacles out of web and maybe like a gag or something as well.
I love it.
Amazing!
So yeah, you're holding this cushion and you feel this bundle struggling a little bit, and then the struggles get weaker and weaker. And as you pull it away, you can see that now there is this spider silk around this fairy's mouth and binding sort of its wrists and its wings.
Oh, there's
What?
Natrix.
What?
Nottrix
Hey,
sort of
nice.
just comes out and well, I guess he's still on the fairy. He just looks up and just waves with like one of his legs.
Hi. So cute. Oh man. Okay. Don flies down and says, "Hey, nice weapon, buddy."
Can we do like a high five?
Yes, a little high five. He holds out his hand.
Nottrix sort of high fives. Spider five.
Spider five.
It's the cutest high five.
It's the cutest high five. Don.
Yes!
Don's gonna pick him up and say, look at his arm and say, "God damn it! All right, well, I'm not invisible anymore, which really sucks. But you know what? We're close enough to our pals. I think we
Let's
should be
get out
fine.
of here.
Yeah, let's go."
Okay, so
Say as you hear this, "Ah, ah!" You look
Shut up.
up and you see that there is this vulture kind of perched on the edge of the greenhouse that you didn't notice before. It kind of flies off.
the thing with spider silk is it's really sticky, right?
Pretty sticky, yeah.
Yeah. So as we're walking away, considering this fairy is immobilized now, can I just like stick him to a branch of the bush?
Don't want to keep him.
I think we want to
You
keep
can
him
over-
actually.
Yeah, I want to interrogate him. I want to.
Okay.
Hey, is this the same guy that pulled the teeth out of the bodies?
Sure, yeah.
Yes.
Same guy.
Yes. Okay. First of all, and as he, as he, and then he's gonna fly down to the guy, just steal the teeth that he took. All right.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
At that, you see his eyes get really wide, and he struggles far more, assiduously against his bonds, but he's helpless as you rob him of his teeth.
First of all, these are mine now.
Not that the most ethical means.
Yes. He's stealing from a murderer. Well, okay, not a murderer, but torturer. I don't know what you call someone who tortures someone. All right.
So you guys are still out in the open. What are you doing?
Yeah, we're gonna try our best to stick to the shadows because Don can't go invisible anymore. And let's make our way back to the.
Making your way back?
Yes.
All right. There was just a weird click, so I wasn't sure if you were still there.
Sorry,
Um,
I think I unplugged my microphone. Go on.
All right. Kushim and Dawn, go ahead and make another stealth check.
Uh-oh. Stealth check. Okay.
Nice.
Oh, very nice. Yeah, you managed to kind of, with Notrix riding alongside and taking the squirming bundle with you, sort of fade back into the edge of this area with these greenhouses, ducking low underneath them, kind of sticking to the outskirts, not venturing too close to any one of them. As the fairies mostly kind of flit overhead, it seems like it's actually not too hard when you stay low and try to use the mist to help you stay out of reach of them. At one point, you have to stop for a good few minutes as one of these shrouded figures just sort of stays still, looking. You're not even sure if it's looking, but facing towards the general direction of the volcano, motionless, before floating away again. But you manage to pick your way through the growth back to the others.
Oh, you're back.
Hey, yeah, and we kind of picked somebody up.
Hello.
Oh, you found somebody alive? You found somebody? I see.
This is Keishan.
Kushim.
Kushin Alcada.
Kushim, it's a pleasure to make your acquaintance.
Hey, how long have we been sitting here?
A little while.
Is that like an hour-ish?
I don't think it's quite an hour. But you could maybe stretch it out into an hour.
Oh,
Well, it's good to have rescued somebody. What was going on in there?
It was quite the sight.
Bad stuff, I'm going to assume.
Yeah, basically they're using people to grow these plants.
Well, now, that doesn't seem very kosher now, does it?
No, and they're basically being tortured. It's like these plants and stuff. They're in their. It's in these people's brains, you know. It's going through their eyes and their mouths, and it's
You can
not
see
a
her
good
kind of cringing a bit as Dawn is describing this, like.
and they're making sounds.
Ugh,
Ugh.
that's horrifying.
I was thinking of going back and, cutting the roots, but I don't know if it's a good idea. Might raise an alarm. And now I can't go invisible again.
Ah, that is a problem. Still, at least you rescued somebody.
Yeah, really. There are a few more places that we gotta look around for. It's just, well, I can't go invisible anymore. And we now have a pal. Hey, Kusham. And we have someone else.
Hmm?
I look down at the bundle of
Yeah,
fairy.
Kusham sort of raises his hand with a fairy on it and just sort of shakes it to try to shake him loose and put him on the ground in front of Bukana.
A prisoner, huh?
Hell yeah.
Well then.
What do you think we should do with them? Should we interrogate them?
I mean, that would be the natural option, yes.
Alright.
Isn't that your specialty anyway, Don?
Hell yeah, it is. He's gonna fly down, stand on the ground next to him and say, "Listen, pal, if you scream, my giant friends here are gonna snap you in half."
Roll an intimidation check. Yeah. This fairy's eyes just go wide, stops struggling completely, and gives a couple of meek nods.
Alright, I'm gonna take this off. Remember? And he's gonna cut the webbing with his dagger.
Yeah, you cut the webbing, it falls off from his mouth. See, he just has his teeth clenched in kind of a grimace. Doesn't say anything.
Alright, pal. What's going on here? Why are you guys growing those plants?
Can I talk now?
Yes, you can.
I mean, it's not my idea. I never wanted to come out here and grow plants. I didn't want to be a gardener or nothing.
Did I ask you what you wanted to do, or did I ask you what you're doing?
I look, all right, our boss. We're supposed to do this for a little while. I mean, look, a year ago, I was rotting in a cell underneath Baltian Mora, okay? And now I'm here, and we do this for a little while. We work, make these things for the druids, and then eventually we go back and we set everything right, and at the Dawn Holly.
Is everything right? What is this? What's all this got to do with the Dawn Holly?
Oh, you don't look like you're one of these muckamucks. You don't look like you're one of these scrubs. You look like you look like you're a man of business. If you catch my meaning.
Ooh, that helps Don's ego. But yeah, he says, hell yeah, I am. Yeah, actually, I'm a little out of the loop when it comes to stuff in Zenaris. I've been away for almost 2 years now, but more like
So
7 years.
You never got tossed in the clink.
No, I guess not. What do you mean by that?
You must be a Reenac then.
Yeah, I am.
Well, you should count your lucky stars. You know, most of us, Brathashah, Samadine, she put us down there in that prison. This ain't nothing like the places that you hear about that people go to if they chop down a royal mushroom or something. This is some tough stuff, brother.
What's she got going on down there?
I mean, it ain't a good scene, and I ain't going back to that. Look, we put in our time here for a little bit, and then we tear down all this bullshit that they've done in the past few years, and we set everything right again, like it was. You want that, don't you?
Wait, I'm a little confused. Tear what down?
the queen came back and they took down all of the organizations. They put in a new police. She came back,
She.
right? We don't want that. Well, look, you're Reenact. You should want that the most. We was running things in Xanaris.
So you're doing this to take her down?
I mean,
Or are you
look, our
is she
boss.
forcing you to do but
Look, our boss says that we do this for a while. We get we get a little bit more stuff that we can use from the growth keepers, right? We get rid of our enemies, and then we go back and we pretty much bulldoze the place. We, tear down all of the stuff that they put up all the old systems. Establish our agreements with all of the businesses. We run things again.
all right. I see what you're doing now. Kind of smart. Yeah.
The queen, right? She tries to draw all of her power from the Dawn Holly. Okay,
Uh-huh.
you imagine one of these things on the Dawn Holly, maybe the queen ain't gonna be so stuck up no more.
Yeah, that's what I think. All right. I get it. It's just hey, okay, I got another question. You know the Kinsha, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Are they helping you out with this?
Well, it's where most of our fertilizer comes from.
Ugh, fertilizer. So they're supplying you with bodies, I guess, and well, what are you helping them with?
I mean, we know how to grow this stuff. I know someone like me, I'd never get a job. I don't know, trimming the royal garden for Queen Titania, nothing like that. But here, I mean, all of these types, these big folks, they don't know the first thing. They don't know they're assholes from artichokes.
Yeah, but I mean, what I'm trying to ask is like, what did the Kingtra gain to like helping you?
Well, they're taking these. They call them Thanatos brambles. They're taking them. They're planting them around here, and well, they transform the energies of this place. Right? You look around here, things ain't grow so good. Put in a Thanatos bramble, things grow a little better. They wanna regrow this whatchamacallit for Rinthry, right? They
Yeah.
got a whole village a few miles south of here. And I heard they got even more of them in the forest that they grow into the east.
So that's where the force is coming from.
The Kinshra have a village to the south of here.
Oh, well, it ain't just the Kintra; it's a bunch of them. You got a bunch of druids, you got a bunch of monks, you got a whole bunch of people. You got people coming in from whatever the fuck, from Mistalin. You got some of those bird people. You got some of those goblin people. You got all kinds.
Ah, so they're
But
living together.
they have an installation there. Yes, a leader.
Well, yeah, they got a leader.
Fantastic. Maybe maybe fortune smiles on me after all.
What are you talking about?
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
yeah, they call her the Ascendant. I ain't never seen her before, but I mean, I heard a thing or two.
The Ascendant, huh? What does she look like?
I don't know. I just said I ain't never seen her before. What do you want from me?
Alright, I just wondering, like, human, fairy, druid, I don't know.
I mean, most of them are humans. Assuming probably human.
Alright.
Could be a
Oh,
goblin.
could be. All right.
Don't ask him if well, did they invent the brambles, or were they given the idea?
Did these druids invent the brambles, or was it the fairies? Yeah. Where did we get the idea from, huh?
I mean, the druids seem to be kind of running things, but I think it's actually the growth keepers who made the brambles.
Growth keepers. You mean those giant skeleton things out there?
Giant. Oh, that one. Oh no, that ain't the growth keeper. That's the Drake Bane.
The Drakebane, huh? Are they called that because they, electrify dragons?
Pretty much. I think there's only one of them, but eh, from what I heard, there was some troubles with dragons over here early on. They don't like people being around here. So, well, the growth keepers. I don't know how they did it. Frankly, I don't know. Want to know most of the stuff they do, but they made that. Well, they made that, and
Right.
it keeps the
They
dragons
made
away.
that, huh?
Tell me
Are
more about.
those the figures in the white shrouds that we keep seeing around?
Yeah, those are the growth keepers.
Note
Tell
to
me.
self. Give that the divine eyes the next time they come by.
Yeah. Tell me more about those guys.
The growth keepers?
Yeah. What are they? Are they just really tall humans? They don't look like it.
How high up was you in the Reenag?
Not really high up at all.
Look, back when Mickey was in charge, he made some deals, right?
Yeah.
Some deals with people who maybe ain't that nice, but had a lot of smarts, know how to do a lot of things. And these are some of those folks.
Are
They
you?
come from Benares?
Well, they come from, well, maybe you ain't never been to Zenaris, but it ain't like Gielinor where it's a ball. It's flat. It's like a coin. And you got fairies on the one side of it, and you got something else on the other side of it.
You're talking about. Oh no.
You sound familiar with this, Dawn.
I look at the guy. Mind flayers. Slays.
And he kind of almost winces as you say that. And he says, yeah.
Holy shit. Ugh, why didn't I? Should have thought of that, huh? Ah, God.
Well, it sounds like we're in a real pickle then, aren't we?
You guys are walking with mind flayers? I mean, they're rumors, but I thought that was mostly, fairy tales.
Ah.
I heard the Godfather was doing shit with them too, but like I said, fairy tales. Or no?
The Godfather, as I heard, his deal was mostly the orcs, right?
Yeah.
It wasn't. I mean, it wasn't my idea. It wasn't. I know exactly how it happened, but I don't think it was the fairies that they reached out to. I think it's the druids, and I think it's their ascendant. They cut whatever sort of deal this was with the growth keepers.
Oh, okay. And we're just kind of coincidentally mixed up with that, huh? Ugh. Don't like that.
Well,
Did
if
the,
you.
the druids or
You've
the
been-
grove keepers break you out of the prison? Like it's asked through John, I guess.
Yeah, how'd you guys get out?
Oh no, that was Parker.
Parker's still around?
Yeah, I shit you not. I was surprised when I first saw. I mean, last I heard, all of the heads, they were at black sites that she set up doing, God knows what, God knows where. But somehow Parker got out, and I guess she knew. Look, fairy rings, like last I'd heard, there was only maybe a half a dozen of them, and most of those didn't even work no more. Parker knew of one, a secret one, hidden underneath the prison, below the Don Holly, below Belton Mora. And she had to be real discreet about it. But she essentially took things over. She offered us freedom, and so she's been funneling folks out of the prison, getting the Bratha shots into let's say upper management positions here. He kind of looks into the mist, maybe more middle management. And the others, the Amadine, some of the run of the mill cut rate thugs, well, they go to the keepers.
To the keepers?
Look, the keepers, they can do things with the people the Kintra bring them, people that the Kintra fight with these whatever the fuck, these white knights, these Burger. But what they really like
Yeah, the
are fairies.
Uh-huh.
And look, in one swoop, I know it may seem a little distasteful, but look, the Amadine, they freed she, okay? They tore this whole thing down. They fucked it up for all of us. And shit, they deserve this.
You think so? I mean, the Amadine, they're dumbasses. They probably did it by accident.
I don't know. Just there's a secret site in somewhere in Mistalin. That's where this fairy ring comes out, and they've been smuggling them up here. And now Parker's down there. She helps sort them out. The Bratha chassis, we get freed, and the other ones they don't get so free.
Even the Reenag, they don't get so free.
Look, I'm sorry, bro, but to your credit, ain't too many Reenag in prison. Unless I heard most of them just got exiled.
Wonder why we got more exiled than you guys. I'm also surprised she didn't take off Parker's head as soon as she saw her.
I know, right? I had assumed that Parker was probably dead all this time, but I guess not, and I guess she got free of whatever the fuck was going on with her.
God damn. Yeah, though. That's a lot of questions that gotta be answered, ain't it?
Was Grayman the one taking all these fairies up from Mistalin?
Yeah, that's right. Where the fairy ring came out, it was in this what do they call it? A wine cellar, and it was this some asshole named Grayman who owned the place. I don't know.
Ah.
Where in Mistalin was this?
Man, I can't tell you. I came up here in a box. I was out of it. Look, you stay under there, under Beltan Mora for I don't know how many years. It changes you, man. And when I finally come up, they know I'm one of them. So I'm put to work.
So it seems that all of this hinges on a whole lot of fairy politics, huh?
A whole lot. I'll explain more to you guys later, but
Well, we've certainly learned a lot here today.
yeah.
There is one other question, I suppose. What's this crime thing?
Oh well, that's Well, that's kind of the goal of the thing. They want to make a bramble that can propagate other brambles, like a big mama. And it ain't worked so far, but well, the prime needs a lot of care, and well, it's kind of the key to the whole operation, to keeping it going. So it's got its own greenhouse.
When I went to the nursery, I thought that was the prime until we overheard someone saying otherwise.
So the prime,
Uh,
it isn't working yet.
Yet, they think they still can. Is the thing about these plants. The brambles, they got souls. And plants ain't usually born with souls. So they gotta take them from somewhere else and put them in.
And I'll kind of goes telepathically to Dawn. I can't believe a plant has more of a soul than I do.
Don kind of like chuckles a little bit.
You know, if they ain't got that, then they can't undo the whatever the fuck that makes this place so bad to grow.
Hey, you guys are. It's just I don't think working with the Mind Slayers is gonna be. You know, your boss is still Mickey, right?
Look, ain't none of us seen Mickey in years. He's dead for all I know.
Really?
Nowadays, all of us answer to Parker. He's even
Okay.
given us a new name. The Brotherhood of Eyes.
Of eyes. Ominous.
It ain't that ominous. It sounds kind of cool. It makes it sound like kind of a badass.
But the eyes bit, especially with like the mind players, I don't know, man. Seems a little. Ugh.
Do you
The
have a
Berthach
particular
is kind of.
affinity for eyes?
Oh, what now?
Oh, I was
Yeah.
just saying, the Berthach is kind of, rolled off the tongue.
Do you guys like eyes?
Well, can you see the eyes in my head? I got eyes.
All right.
Everyone has eyes.
Yeah.
Not everyone has eyes.
Man, that's even more ominous than your name.
Oh, sorry. I mean, I'm just pointing it out. You say everyone has eyes, and he's saying that, and actually, not everyone has eyes. Some people ain't got the eyes. It's not their fault they don't have eyes. Sometimes it's their fault they don't have eyes, but
Yeah, sometimes it is their fault. All right. I had one more question. God damn. Oh yeah. So you remember that? Have you ever seen like a town like southeast of here? It's like called Renboro.
yeah, I heard about that. Some of the
Yeah,
people they got living here, well, not here, but in the place where all the druids are, they come from there.
they come from there. Huh.
At least that's
Well,
what I heard. Don't spend a lot of time among the humans.
well, hey, the whole place down there, it got turned upside down, if you know what I mean. Like the whole earth just gotta swallow that shit up. Do you know what happened?
I know exactly what happened, but I had to guess. Say it's probably the Ascendant.
What did the Ascendant have to do with it?
I don't know. As I said, I ain't never seen this Ascendant. I don't know what kind of species they are. Just that's the big honcho of all these humans, all these druids and Kenstra and whatever the fuck they are.
Do you think they summoned something gigantic, like some kind of a big animal, like a big brutalo?
That's why I said I don't know. I ain't never seen it. I don't know what you want from me.
All right. Nah, I believe you. Shit.
Does Nostrix have Any idea who this ascendant might be? Or should I know already? I'm blanking on it.
I mean, last you heard that the Kintra and the Druids were uniting under one leader, but you didn't ask too many questions about that leader when you last spoke with Tuthbex.
No, I failed to ask a lot of questions there. I was concentrating on other things, unfortunately.
Well, how, hey, I have a question. If we were to just waltz on into that town, do you think we'd get glances?
I mean, I don't know. You ever killed any Kintra?
Uh? No, right? No?
No.
A long time ago. Why?
I mean, I never just walk into the town. I mostly stick up here, and they got that thing going at the edge of the forest. I don't like it too much, but the growth keepers, they really can't stand it. So, mostly stay up here. I guess if you're gonna walk into the town, just don't look like no fertilizer.
I getcha. Yeah, that machine. Is that just to keep the? She puts up two fingers. Growth keepers away.
I think so. I mean, you're working with those things. Would you want them getting anywhere near your kids?
Ugh, hell no.
So it's like some sort
Alright.
of anti-fey device.
Sounds like it. Yeah, whenever I went up to that thing, I got a headache. I almost hurt.
So what happens now? You gonna let me go free?
You got a squeal?
No, I gonna squeal and no one. I ain't no snitch.
Insight.
Yep.
Roll an insight check.
Can I as well?
Sure.
Just for the fuck of it.
Nia, you get the sense that he might squeal. Maybe not that he's intending to squeal, but you get the sense that he's not a very strong-willed person. Wouldn't take a lot to get him to squeal.
Yeah, kind of telepathically to Don. I think he's telling the truth, but I feel like if anybody poked him hard enough, he'd probably tell them everything.
Well,
you know
hey.
what? I think.
Yeah.
And I guess this is Notix is still a spider, by the way. So I guess I'm just talking to Don here.
Oh sure.
And I think, well, we should take him with us when we leave, and we'll let him go once we're out of this place, rather than right now.
You know what? That's a good idea.
Yeah, once we're
Alright.
out of here.
Sounds reasonable.
Alright, listen, pal. Here's what's gonna happen. You squealed about your boys pretty easily to us, so we feel like you might squeal about us to your boys. So we're not gonna let you go, but we'll let you go once we're, out of here. We won't keep you for long, but as long as you don't struggle, you'll be fine.
You're not gonna kill me or nothing.
Nah. We ain't paid enough to.
I'd rather not have needless bloodshed from all of this.
Yeah, she's a Ceridome, but she, goody two shoes. She wouldn't let it happen.
Don't look like I'm getting out of this. I guess I'm your prisoner.
Yeah.
Welcome to the club.
Got a name?
You want to know my name?
Yeah,
You call me Sid.
Sid. Alright, Sid.
What about you?
Name's Don.
Sid, Don. Maybe we could have been brothers once upon a time. I don't know. Don't think any of us wants to be here.
So it sounds like the
Yeah, he sort of looks up past you into the mist around as it descends. And you feel that you have, at this point, been huddling in this spot long enough for it to count as a short rest. Let's go ahead and take a break. bit of time sort of just hanging out here in the brush. It seems like you've found an area that is not very well trafficked, right at the edge of the greenhouses. You have your captive Sid. You look, you see in the distance this tiny silhouette fly across the roofs of these greenhouses, disappear down another chute. What are you guys doing?
So, I can't turn invisible anymore, but
Mhm.
Don does have a pretty okay stealth. So I mean, want to just keep going?
Well,
We won't have
we
advantage.
know what the last what's in the last building now, don't we?
The prime, huh?
Yes.
Uh, I think I'll just say that not. Well, no, not she can still be a spider one, because once I turn out of it, I can't become a spider again.
Yeah.
Well, maybe hmm, we can attempt to go investigate it ourselves, or
Ask our new friend Sid here about it.
Yeah, why
yeah,
not?
ask him what it looks like, just in case it's something. Like, is it just a big version of the other plants? Because that doesn't seem like worth seeing too much.
All right, Sid. What's it?
Yeah.
What's inside of the prime look like?
Oh well, it's got a whole greenhouse to itself. They tried growing some saplings in there too. Thought that maybe it would somehow learn through, I don't know, osmosis or whatever the fuck how to do that, but that didn't work out so good. So now it's just on its own. Uh, Someone comes by and makes sure it's fed every 8 hours, but no one likes to go in there. Most of the time, it's empty.
All right. Mm-hmm. Is there any dangers we should be aware of? Like, if we go in, will the thing fucking eat us or something?
Well, it's one of the reasons that people don't like it. I heard about this one guy before I came here. I called him Miles, right? He goes in there, and I guess the growth keepers, they put in a deposit of fertilizer, right? And he's supposed to make sure that the prime is healthy, it eats it, but he's not watching out. And that prime reaches out, fucking gobbles him up.
Ah, shit.
It can reach out. It's got hands.
I look, I've managed to avoid ever having to do prime duty. I hope I never do. But from what I've heard, it's able to feed itself.
Holy shit.
Well, now.
They also say it's got a great big bloom. You know, when these plants, if they get fully mature, when they're at the peak of their, I don't know, eating necrotic energy, making things able to grow, whatever you call it, that they get a great big bloom. And most of them, they just get these little small, weak ones. But this one has like a huge flower on it. I heard it actually looks kind of nice, but, well, I'm not in the mood to go down there and, add it to my scrapbook.
But it's got like a long reach. Like anywhere we go, it could kind of just snatch us. Like we can't just stay away from it.
Maybe you can stay away from it. I guess it can't be that long. Otherwise, its roots would be growing out of the ground and plucking us up outside of it. But, well, at any rate, it's not completely safe.
All right. We can always avoid going in there. I mean, I look back at him. Is there anything you don't know about it? Like, is that all you heard?
I mean, there's a lot I don't know about it. The main thing I know is that it's supposed to be the key to making this whole operation self-sustaining, so they say.
I'm gonna look at Natrix and say, so what do you think? Should we go for it? Take a peek, just in case we miss something?
Yes, well, he hasn't seen it, so it's hard to it's hard to know. Well, it's hard to know if there's anything noteworthy about it, aside from it being the experiment.
Well, they said that the Growth Keepers raised whatever that giant thing was. And that thing had some kind of an aberrant signal on it, which I was not expecting. They're pretending these Thanatos buds or whatever. I wonder.
Oh yeah, Don, ask him about ask him about those vine things that we hit it by on the way in. What
Oh,
those
yeah.
were.
Hey, you know those like vines out in the front, like with the platforms? What are those?
Oh, yeah. Well, that's just supposed to be. That's where the Drakebane steps. So you know to stay out of its way.
All right.
Wait, so it's stuck near those?
Yeah, can't go any further from those, I guess.
Well, I know it sticks close to them. I don't know exactly how it works, but it never goes too far away from those. It steps between them. It's like stepping stones, right?
Right. So
Yeah.
if one of those things were to be removed, it wouldn't go near that spot anymore.
I don't know. When I see it, I mean, when you can't see it, it seems like it's got pretty long legs. I mean, that thing's like 25 feet tall. So maybe you remove one of them, it'll still move to the other, or maybe it'll just wander around on the ground. I don't know. I don't really know the rules for that sort of a thing.
How do you guys get in and out?
Well, we usually stick close to the greenhouses, but when we need to move past, we make damn sure that we're moving past when the Drakebane ain't going by. And usually you can hear it from a ways away.
I get
The
you.
trick is just speed, I suppose. Yeah. Well, Don, I guess this Prime. You feel up to going out there briefly? I mean, we don't want to get eaten by it, but
Sure. I mean, didn't we see a fairy in the distance, like, go into it?
You saw a fairy speaking to one of these growth keepers and saying that the Prime had already been fed. You didn't see
Oh.
any one of them actually like descending into the chute.
Okay. In that case, yeah, he looks at Notrix and says, "You know what? I think I'm up for it. It can't be that much worse than nursery,
well, unless we get eaten,
Yeah, let's try our best not to do that."
you can always give it some wolves to feed on.
True. I don't know if I'll make it stronger, but all right. Don stands up and says, "Me and Nash gotta go check it out."
Only briefly. Just to see that if we get a visual on it, anything more will be revealed and can be
Don
heard from
translate.
just a description.
And yep, Don is gonna fly up. He's gonna try his best to stay to the shadows, though, because obviously he's not invisible anymore.
All right, Don, go ahead and roll a stealth check for me.
Please be good. Stealth. Oh, thank God.
Don, you keep fly. You keep high. You keep a fair distance above kind of the level just above the rooftops where most of these other fairies seem to flit around. And none of them are looking up. None of them seem to be expecting any guests, any visitors, any spies. They're oblivious to you. You flit around past this sea of smaller houses, past the long nursery, towards this one larger greenhouse. It stands on its own. You see that one end of it seems to be almost domed. It's less panes of the planes of glass aren't in sort of flat rows, but more forming, almost a sphere but on top of it is a single shoot that rises a bit higher up. This one, as you approach, you notice it does not have that red mossy stuff growing around it.
This is
But you
gotta be
approach, and how do you descend into it? What sort of an action are you taking?
Well, I think Don, before he goes into the chute, he's gonna slowly poke his head through and look around, almost like one of those eyeglasses for a submarine. Try his best to, see if he sees any fairies or if he's anywhere near that tree or that bramble.
Don, as you peek your head down through the chute, you can see that there are more of these wooden benches that you had seen other plants growing on in the other nurseries, but they are mostly, some of them are broken, some of them are tossed at odd angles. You see that some of them have these long dead, smaller plants growing in them. What's more striking is the smell, as you see that there are multiple piles of, well, corpses, mostly human, though you spot the occasional one of these strange dwarves or goblins or avianzi among them as well.
Oh.
Just several. It has to look like a couple dozen of corpses just kind of in rough piles in this place. It seems to kind of, from where you are, you can see the main body of the greenhouse, but there's also a place where it seems to kind of branch off to the side that you're not able to see.
Place
The
that branches off to the
corpses-
side.
The corpses look like they've been eaten at all by this plant. Are there any signs of plant eatenness?
It's not completely easy to tell. Some of them clearly haven't. Some of them actually look pretty fresh. Some of them have signs of decomposition that could be natural, could be the result of being eaten. You're not sure what. There's not like a pile of horse shit or anything here.
God, no.
Well,
Perhaps.
yeah.
Perhaps you could become a strider as well, or something similar. Something even more sneaky. Although, actually, wait, is a spider more sneaky than Dawn?
Probably. And honestly, I would imagine this thing probably wouldn't be able to. I mean, there's gotta be so many flies around the body. Right?
Yeah, there are flies around.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
I doubt this thing's gonna eat a fly, so yeah. Let me just make sure I can turn into an animal.
well, this is
Oh, obviously.
a game mechanics question, I guess. But like, if a spider is more sneaky than Dawn, if a Dawn is more sneaky than a spider, but the spider is smaller than Dawn, does that still make Dawn better at being sneaky, even though the spider is harder to see in general?
Why are we debating this?
Do I get
Is it-
advantage? Is what we're asking.
Well, maybe not advantage, but like, I don't know. It's just a mechanics question that I'm wondering, like, because Dawn is like a lot bigger than a
Yeah.
spider, so
I mean, look, as a spider, you usually don't even have to roll a stealth check unless you're in a situation where someone would take notice of a spider.
Right. In that case, I think the spider's a little more stealthy. Not that Don would admit that.
Dawn, you become conscious of something that you hear, this rustling, the sound almost like leaves. This
Can I look that towards it?
you look and you're not sure where it is at first. You know, you're kind of scanning the ground of this place. And then you look up and realize that trailing along the ceiling, coming close to you, is this mass of these vines, fleshy, uneven, sort of spread out, pulling itself along the roof, the ceiling of this greenhouse. There are these sickly leaves along it. It seems to have this horrible smell, and you see that there is this large, beautiful flower, 5 petals, this kind of this flaming orange that fades to a snow white, to this vibrant purple, this crocus coming out of it that has these sort of leopard spotted pinks and blues. And it is crawling towards you. And as it does, I need both of you guys to make Constitution saving throws.
Okay. Let's see.
Please do good. Please do good.
I believe I need to roll the spider for this one, so it has a -1.
Yeah.
No,
14.
no.
No +2 this time. Sorry, guys.
Yeah. Notrix, you feel fine in your spider form, but you sort of look over with your 8 insectoid eyes towards Dawn and see that Dawn is just sort of floating there listlessly. And Dawn starts slowly drifting towards the ground.
Is Dawn like, am I kind of like in a trance right now? Like,
You right now, actually, as you float down to the ground amidst these piles of corpses, you are incapacitated.
Oh no! Oh no!
It just look like it is some sort of trance from my perspective.
There is this horrid stench coming from this flower on this huge plant creature that maybe as a spider without a real nose does not quite affect you as much, but it seems like whatever this was, it had some kind of a soporific effect on Dawn. It just overwhelmed him.
Okay. So, well. So what is... So, Notrix is on Don. So he's been... Well, Notrix is also down here now. I guess, can I look around and see... What is the plant doing? And second, is it... Now that we have a better view of the room, is there anything noteworthy that I can see?
As you look around the room, it seems like most of what you can see are just all of these bodies around, these broken benches, broken plant pots. You can see now from this angle that sort of domed part of the greenhouse that you could see from outside seems to, from all of the dead leaves piled up around it, seems to be where this bloom had come from before ambulating itself across the ceiling of this place. Oh, excuse me. It sort of, you see it crawl above you and then stop. Then you see one of these long tentacle-like roots extend from it, reach down, and snatch up the leg of one of these corpses on the ground. As it pulls it up, you can see what looks like the body of a dragoon. That you recognize that same uniform from that patrol you met outside Rumbra. And that flower sort of extends a little bit. The center of it opens up, and it feeds the body into it, and it just disappears into this plant.
Okay. So while it's distracted doing this whole feeding process, can Notrix can Notrix turn back into a human, grab Dawn, and hide underneath one of these benches? Like try to take advantage of the creature being occupied.
Sure. As you turn back into a human, let's see, how far away would it be right now? I'm gonna say that Dawn, you're sort of just outside of it, where the stench is hardest. But Dawn, Notrix, as you stand up, full human form, make another Constitution saving throw.
I'm definitely not standing up. I'm crouching around, but yeah.
Yeah. but Don's still smaller, closer to the ground.
Okay, let me just have a look.
Don, in this moment, you come to sort of on the ground, groggy, not sure what that was, this horrid smell that just caused you to choke up for a second. But you look over to Notrix, now a human, as he, boom, slumps to the ground himself.
I'm going to
Just-
add a foresight to that roll now, if I can.
Oh my god.
Well, actually, I'm going to add 2 foresight to that. I'm going to add a +6.
Oh, all right. Yeah, you watch as Notrix seems to almost half gag from this stench of this flower, but manages to stave it off. So you guys are both conscious at this moment.
Ew. Natrix,
Let's try and just hide. Come on.
alright. Let's get further away from it. God. Yeah, it's disgusting. Is
So-
there...
Well, there's still those benches in this room, so can we go under one of the benches?
Yeah.
Sure, you dash for one of the benches and hide underneath. But as you do, and you feel like you've found a good hiding space, you see that this thing is continuing to slurp along the ceiling right towards where you are.
Hey, Natrix, you see that?
Yes, I think. I don't know if it relies on sight or not. Okay.
Maybe we should bail.
Well, the only way out of here is to fly. But hang on, I want to try and do something. And Notrix leans back in. I'm going to cast Speak with Plants.
Oh!
Wow.
Because yeah, this should be fun. So
Holy shit.
Notrix cast this. So yeah, I'm guessing this is a plant creature, so I can talk to it, but it's not charmed as such. I'm assuming.
Yes.
Yeah.
You cast this, and as you do, you hear almost like this heavy breathing coming from it, which is odd, even though you haven't tried to communicate it. It's just this.
And I guess Notrix is going to go. Man, how do I introduce myself to a plant that's trying to eat me?
Hello, please stop. Name's
Uh,
Natrix, by the way.
I guess he's just going to say. Oh God, what do I say in this situation? Let's see. I'm just going to go. Greetings, Prime. Just to get a response.
What does it want?
Well, the question is not what I want; it's what you want.
It will feed. It will sustain me.
Come on, you don't need to do that. You've got a whole pile of you've got a whole pile of things over there. You don't need to eat me.
Oh, I'm so hungry. These ones are rotten. This one is fresh.
It likes us.
Yeah. So I don't know. Before you eat me, why don't we get to know each other? Where are you from,
By the
planet?
way, we're backing up while we say this.
You're doing crowd work with a man-eating plant.
I don't know. I'm trying to.
It's
Maybe
going.
maybe it knows something. Like maybe it doesn't know what it itself is.
Roll a persuasion check.
I'm trying to get
That was
information,
not-
damn it.
What I am life. I am creation. I am soul. I am a piece of the memories of the universe. And I am so hungry.
All right, Natrix, have you introduced yourself? Have you set up a tea date? Can we go now?
Yeah, it says it's a piece of the memory of the universe. I guess I turned to the plant. Can you explain that? Just, I mean, as a kindness to someone who is about to be fed to your magnificence.
Is it? I don't think it's answering for me.
I do not remember. Or maybe I remember too much. If I just have something to eat, maybe I'll remember more.
And it inches closer to you.
It says it's probably lying. It says if it has something to eat, you might remember more.
Give it some wolves or something.
So what?
Wolves.
Well,
You know, like an animal. I don't know. Just something that's not us.
like
What?
it might not
Oh,
be
what?
telling the
Now
truth.
you're.
Like,
At this point, you guys have sort of backed into a corner of the greenhouse as this thing is slowly inching towards you, and you see that several of its roots are hanging down from the ceiling and whipping around, almost like tentacles or almost like lashes, just underneath it as it gets slowly closer to you. Well, I say you do notice one thing, that it seems to be moving, even at a full clip, fairly slowly.
Okay. I think we. Fairly slowly, huh? Okay, in that case, can Don. I think Don's just gonna say to Noxious, hey, okay, I think we gotta go. Turn into a spider, okay?
I can't become a spider.
You can't? Oh,
Unfortunately not. But I have other means, I suppose. But
like what?
uh,
Oh,
What?
you turn to a cloud?
I can't do that. I just want to. I don't know. It's probably hopeless. It probably doesn't really know anything. I just wanted to try, you know. Lance,
Yes.
do you? Well, do you remember? Well, where were you before you were here? Before you came to this greenhouse?
Here. I've always been here. But there was a time. Another mind. The first mind that fed me. An ancient mind. I am so hungry.
Did this mind have a name? A race? Anything?
I'm going to say roll one more persuasion check.
I think this is my last question, by the way. I won't break you any further by making you talk for a plan. Well, that was performance. I guess it's
So hungry. You do not know. It's desperate hunger.
okay.
Did I answer?
I think we're done here.
All right.
Oh wait, that was performance.
It's the same bonus.
Oh, okay.
I mean, unless you want me to re-roll it, but I'm fine accepting that.
I'll let you re-roll it one more time. That's what we
Yeah.
usually do when you click the wrong thing.
Yeah, they're right
That's
next
what's
to
been
each other.
established.
Yeah.
Yeah, same response.
So hungry.
Yeah, he's just hungry. John, how are you getting out of here?
Can you turn two people into a cloud at once?
No.
This thing ain't that. Is it covering the opening?
It's not covering the opening, but you'll have to move past it to get to there.
Okay.
You go first. If you mess up, I'll come help you. But right now,
Okay.
I can always get out afterwards. It can't hit a cloud.
Okay, true. All right, I'll go. Go, John. Go, John. Go. And he flies as fast as he can, and he's gonna try this. Can he use disengage to like free get out or no?
You can use disengage to avoid an attack of opportunity as these tentacles are
Okay.
whipping all around you now.
Okay, he'll do that. He's gonna.
Yeah, you definitely try to avoid the tentacles, and as it does, you can see these faint gold-colored spores falling down, carried by the air from this flower. Roll a Constitution saving throw, Dawn.
Hmm?
And you sort of hold your breath. You feel as if you're about to pass out, but you shake it off, fly past, and up into the chute.
Come on,
And,
Natrix!
Yeah, seeing that, Notrix just says, "Oh, it was nice speaking to you, but goodbye." And not speak with plants, Cloud. While just staring this plant in the face, he sort of just disperses into a cloud.
Face?
In the face.
Yeah. You disperse into a cloud. As you move past, it tries to swing a tentacle through this cloud. And
Well, it doesn't-
is your AC the same as it normally is when you're a cloud?
It doesn't specify, so
Yeah. It just kind of swings but doesn't manage to contact with anything that could damage you as you float past it. And up through the chute.
I think the moment I see the like cloud of smoke, I'm like, yeah, I think Don's just relieved. Like,
the cloud forms into some sort of like, I don't know, a hand to point that way, just urgently point back the way we came, and starts moving in that
right.
direction.
All right, and he follows the cloud.
All right. Dawn, make another stealth check.
Okay, it'll be fine. Yeah, well.
Alright.
And yeah, you almost half using the cloud as cover, which fades so easily into the mist around you, kind of float once more over the greenhouses until you finally rejoin the rest of your friends.
We're back.
And
Looks like
Notrix, pardon?
What was that?
I said, it looks like you had fun, Nia says very sarcastically.
Looks like you saw something nasty. I thought
Well,
this is earnestly.
well, the good news is that, well, I don't know. This plant doesn't seem to be too much a big deal. It's just been like eating people's souls and getting their memories and things like that or something.
That sounds somewhat concerning.
Yes. I mean, that's
Sounds like a problem to me.
this whole
You know
place
what I told you?
has the same problem.
Yeah.
Yes.
Nia looks at Sid there, waiting for him to say something.
Hey, don't look at me, pal.
Did you know that you guys were harboring a soul-eating plant?
Yes,
I mean, it's kind of the name of the game.
as he said earlier,
Yeah,
that all the plants have souls because they got them from elsewhere.
Hmm.
so
The whole
freaky.
thought of just using souls so carelessly makes me sick to my stomach.
Zamrakians aren't big on empathy.
Clearly.
So
Uh, I I suspect we're done here.
Yeah, I would rather not linger around this place of the death plants much longer.
Good idea. Oh, by the way, can we say that while they were gone, Nia asked Sid about the machine that we ran into last session?
Sure, yeah. Sid doesn't know very much about it, but from what he's heard, it's very old. It's something that they pulled out of a ruin somewhere.
Oh, he doesn't know where, I assume.
No, he doesn't know anything more than that. It's just rumor to him.
I think the only real specific thing she would ask is why only certain people can hear it?
He seems to have some kind of connection to, I don't know. I mean, fairies from one side of Xanaris, there's keepers from the other side of Xanaris. Maybe it's if you're from Xanaris, maybe it's the whole spirit plane. I don't know.
did Don hear that?
You were gone.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this is
Oh well, it's
the
gone.
interval.
Yeah.
That's it. She's just having a psychic one-on-one with this other fairy who's tied up with spiderweb.
It's like I'm being cheated on.
But yeah, we flash forward and back to where the group has reassembled.
But where do we go from here?
Well,
Not in the direction of the Drakebane.
I think that's some sort of guard set. It's in all directions, but well, we know how to get past it now. Get past the perimeter, I guess would be the correct word. But well,
You think it's worth going back south to have a look at all of that now, or do you think we've learned all we needed to here?
I think honestly, I think we should go south. Yeah, like let's check out that town.
I didn't want to do this, but I suppose there's too much. There's too much connected around here that we don't know, and well,
I'm kind of running low on supplies, in all honesty. I've had to
that
dip into
too.
them the past couple of days. If
Well,
I'm honest, I think I'd like a bit more time to think about just how the hell we're going to approach that garden.
well, we know that people from Rimbro and elsewhere are going into this place, so it's not out of the question that we can disguise ourselves as some sort of Zamrakians and go in. I can disguise myself as a Chaos Druid.
Yes, that does seem to be the most logical thing for you to do.
And
What-
I apparently just speak a whole bunch of different Zamarakian languages.
My case might be a fair bit harder.
You might have to ditch some of that stuff. I don't know if it's safe for you to bring it in.
Yes, don't
I'm
go
not
in
telling
with full
the truth.
Sarah plate armor.
Fortunately, the shield sworn aren't too particularly decorative on the armor itself. It's mostly on anything that's on the cloth accents, and those are much easier to do away with. Practicality and all of that. So, other than that,
Although-
it just looks like some slightly more well-kept iron or steel.
Perhaps we want to do away with armor altogether and look like civilians.
Hmm.
We could always, find a rock or something and dump all our stuff there.
We can carry it with us. We have ways,
True.
but
Alcata sort of glances at the bag of molding.
Yeah.
but
Smart.
Well, I guess for the time being, we should concentrate on getting out of here. And well,
Yes.
we still need to be introduced to our new friend here properly.
Yes, Kushim, was it?
Yes.
Well, let's get out of the. Let's get past the Drake Bane, and then. Well, we all need a bit of a rest. We need to set up camp a bit to the south.
I must admit, I don't really understand most of what you've been talking about.
I wouldn't expect you to, for more than one reason.
Yeah, we get that from a lot of people.
In fact, if there's any questions you guys want to ask me later, yeah, let me know, because I can see even some of you guys who don't know politics, you might be a little confused.
I was a commander dealing with politics for 9 months, and even I had trouble keeping up with some of that.
Yeah. Later. But for now, yeah, is there a better way around the Drake Busters?
Well, from what our friend here said, it seems like it patrols around the perimeter of stump things, and well, we just need to stay a bit away, and we can hear it pass. And then once it's gone, we make a run for it.
Okay.
And I guess I look at the fairy for confirmation of this.
Yeah, I mean, it's. I don't think that thing actually can see. It ain't got no eyes, but it just takes out whatever gets too close to it. But mainly, it's looking at the sky. It's looking for dragons. If you ain't a dragon, well then you're safe long as you don't get too close.
Yeah, we saw it shoot down a dragon.
Well, there you go.
Do you have a lot of problems with dragons? I mean, they're around, but
Yeah, you said that, right?
Yeah, well, from what I heard, like especially early days here, it had a lot of dragons coming in trying to make a ruckus. There's some dwarves to the northwest. I heard that they're building something big, and they gotta keep it hidden from the dragons, right? And then you got the greenhouses here. I mean, you got a whole bit, and I guess the dragons, they ain't like that too much. I don't know.
I wonder if he's talking about the tram way. That's what they're building.
Oh yeah. It's probably that.
I don't know exactly what it is. I don't fly out that far.
Well, if somebody came up and started to build on your own front lawn, I'm sure you wouldn't be too happy about it.
Especially if you're a dumb animal.
I'm pretty sure dragons are pretty intelligent.
Yes. Project probably even be smarter than me.
well, they may be intelligent.
Don, the only one in the party who's met a dragon.
Okay.
Actually, just met a dragon, sort of. He's run away from a dragon.
Well, all Don says is, listen, the last one that I talked to got caught, so I don't know about how intelligent it is.
You
Yes, but
talked
wasn't
to
that-
a dragon.
Wasn't that your fault,
mentioned
though?
that. There's too much to keep straight in my head nowadays.
Alistair told me that was your fault.
Alistair forgets things a lot, okay? Definitely wasn't.
He's got a better memory for some things than I do. I wouldn't say that.
Well, you know what? Everyone makes mistakes.
That is a fair assessment.
Don flies
Certainly
away.
made my fair share. Anyhow, getting past Drakebane. Next priority.
Yes. Well, it's I guess we approached from the west before, so I guess let's head more south, and
Sure.
we'll see once these things get into view. Stumps.
We should probably let our friend here go before we pass over the Drakebane's territory. The what?
I was
Wait a
thinking,
minute, no.
Yeah, I was thinking of letting him go afterwards. To be honest, I mean,
Yeah, after we're
he
done
can
with the
get back in.
town. He says snitch. No offense.
Yeah, once we're out of here.
I ain't no snitch.
Ah, this guy's a snitch. I can smell it on him.
Look, once we're out of here, it doesn't matter if they're alerted to us, really. But we need to be on our way out.
Yeah. Yeah, sorry, buddy, but you're gonna come to town with us.
Well, not the town, but like a few
Well, if we're
miles
in the
out.
town, he might tell people that we're in the town.
He's never
Yeah.
been to the town.
Yeah, but he knows people who are in the town.
I
Yeah,
don't think it's that much of a security concern, Don.
Alright, listen, you're not gonna snitch, are ya? Please.
I ain't no snitch.
That doesn't give me confidence. Okay, sure. Well, let's just go.
So you guys are picking up and heading south?
yeah.
Yeah.
Just planning on getting like you said, like getting close. Well, not close, but a fair distance away from the stumps and listening for this thing to come past.
All right. I would like everybody to go ahead and make a stealth check.
Of course, I roll terribly.
Well, luckily, there's a nat 20, and that negates that. So
Thank
actually,
you.
yeah, everyone's pretty good. You manage to stick to the shadows. You spot at one point a trio of fairies pass by, and you even see one of these growth keepers flit by in the distance. You manage to stay out of view of all of them. You come to a
I
line.
see that kind of you try to use divine sense as one of the growth keepers pass in the midst of all of this.
Sure, yeah. Kind of staying huddled behind this pile of very odd-looking, wiry bushes as one of these passes by. Concentrate on your divine sense, and you pick up that this is indeed some sort of an aberration. Does your divine sense
They're
also
up.
detect Fae?
No. It does
All right,
not.
yeah,
I'm
but
not
this is
an
definitely an
opening.
aberration.
The growth keepers are aberrations, at least in part. That doesn't surprise me, but it does let me know exactly what we're dealing with. But to be honest, nowadays it feels like the pot calling the kettle black, but that's a whole nother question.
Oh, God. Sorry, that was Julia yawning, not Don.
You come to the line of vine platforms, and you hear the booms far in the distance. And just working quickly, confidently, you pass through them and make about 100 feet at least of distance between you and these vine platforms as you come into the south.
Ugh.
Well, that's over then.
Well, we're past that now. Thank the gods.
And I guess, what time of day is it in terms of like our hex crawling thing?
It's getting a bit later in the day. Since you said you were taking a slow pace this day, that means moving 4 hexes, so you have 1 more hex to move. Right now, you see that as you travel a little bit further, put more distance between you and these greenhouses, that you're coming up to another rocky area, and you can spot the mountains rising up to the south and to the east of you.
Yeah, we've got mountains and then the forest.
Might as well pull out the glass to take a bit of a better look.
Sure, make a perception check as you try to find a promontory on top of these rocks. Dang, perception is so good. So let's see. What does that mean? You maybe can't quite see it, but you can tell that these mountains definitely seem to be it's sort of a constant ridge going down that divides this whole valley basin where this volcano is from kind of the greater Pharynthry, from what must be the river beyond. You can see the forest extending out, though you can't see too many details about it specifically. From what you can tell, as you can spot the edge of the forest and these spindly trees rising out of it, you get the sense that probably there's not a ton of wildlife in this new forest. You don't see any traces of any large monsters or animals that would lair around here. No droppings, nothing. You get the sense that maybe if you keep going into the forest, that you'll be pretty safe, edging along the mountains where the forest kind of butts up right against them.
Well, I can definitely say that if we were to stick close to kind of the area between the forest and the mountain, we'd probably run into about nothing. Hopefully.
I suppose the outskirts might not be very inhabited, not the town itself. Yeah, can you talk to me telepathically for a minute?
Sure.
I think perhaps we should make a show of planning on going a different direction, so our friend here doesn't know that we're going. Well, he thinks we've changed our mind about going into the village.
Yeah.
Why is that?
Well, because he might, if he does tell someone, and if someone feels like looking for us, they'll be going in a different direction than the one we're actually going.
Yes, that's fair.
So I guess Notrix, just a little bit, but Notrix stands up in front of everyone and goes, "Okay, gang, here's the plan. I've done some talking and some thinking, and I don't think we should march right into the forest anymore. I think we need to continue going further north like our original plan was."
Why do you
What do you
figure?
mean? Dog wasn't put in the conversation. Go on.
Well, it's just that it's too dangerous. We need to. Besides, we're on a tight schedule. We need to keep going. Well, we need to head back on track to the northwest and get back up there as soon as possible.
Are you shitting me? It's not that dangerous. Come on, we can do it.
Oh, I am your
Don.
guide here, and you will listen to me.
And Don.
He has a point. This is the man that has gotten us through this wilderness so far and got us through the caves in Juniper. Dotrix, you may be the finest guide I have ever known in my 26 years.
Thanks.
I cannot walk away from the Kintra. I am called there. It is my duty.
We'll get to you.
We'll get to you.
Sorry, I just.
Get
Going into the screen.
We'll hear your concerns in a second.
Well, Don, the thing is, this is what we originally came here to do, remember?
Yes.
Yeah, but
Your call is important to us. There you go.
Is there something on your mind from all of that? There's something that's bothering you. Shoot.
I mean, just all the reenact being possibly catching and like all the I don't know, people like this isn't like a thing that you guys think that we should check out a little more. Like this isn't something that you'd wanna,
Well, you can save your complaints for later. Come on, let's get our friend here out of here. We don't want him snitching on any more of our secret plans.
Very well.
I'm
I will follow you north, but once I am rested, I will have to take my leave of you.
Of course.
That's perfectly fine.
I guess Notrix goes up to our fairy friend here and goes, "Okay, we're going to let you go back to your company now. Anyway, we're nice people. We're not going to leave you in a ditch somewhere. So, But yes, don't snitch. And especially don't snitch that we're heading northwest. We don't want anyone following us.
Well, I ain't gonna tell nobody. Who am I gonna tell? I got nobody to tell.
Oh, you know, a grove keeper or something like that.
Oh, I don't want to talk to them. No, no, sir. Look,
Good,
you
good.
look at me. You're looking at the face of an honest fairy. I ain't gonna tell nobody.
I get it. I see we have an understanding. And I guess Notrix just removes the spider silk from his wings and hands and well, no. You're free to go back to your business.
He kind of pauses a second, sort of crouched, looking around, a little wide-eyed, unsure if he's really free. And then he just zooms straight up into the sky, putting as much distance at first between you and him as possible.
Yeah, get out of here, asshole.
Right
Does he
before
fit-
he's out of earshot, or well, not out of earshot. Nia doesn't want to yell. Nia says, "Oh, by the way, Sid,
What?
keep your chin up there, man. You'll be done soon. You'll get through this."
Oh, that's actually a very nice thing to say. All right, later.
Aw.
And yeah. Well, I guess that maybe explains the dog.
Listen, I've been making an effort to be my own farrier lately, okay? I think we should go into the town.
Oh yes, I agree.
No,
I'm
I think we
sorry?
should... Wait, what?
Let's get to town. Come on.
What?
That was all lies. Don't worry about it.
Ah, so you were making a show of it just in case, huh?
Yes. Now, if he speaks to
Hmm.
anyone,
Smart.
what will be on the forefront of his mind is that we're going northwest, and actually we're going southwest.
Which is literally the exact opposite direction.
Well, that's not the exact opposite, but it's perpendicular.
Oh, why didn't you guys tell me?
Because
Yeah.
we know you wouldn't lie to him.
It was kind of a spur of the moment thing. I just came up with the idea right now. So
Hmm.
Hey,
Well,
my
it's
acting
you
skills...
could have fooled me.
Yeah, I'll have you know, my acting skills are like A+.
Ah,
yeah, sure.
I think Salas still has you beat on that front.
Was a dishonorable tactic, but I suppose it worked.
well,
All right.
Are you?
it's only dishonorable if he does actually tell them, which would mean he lied to us, which means he's dishonorable too.
Are you? Is honor an important thing to you?
It is an important element of my vows.
I can certainly respect that.
Ah. What god are you avowed to?
Well, I am sworn to serve the sun and the river and all their children.
Wait, would we know what that means? Like, do we know like the general structure of the desert pantheon?
I think you know that's enough general knowledge. You know what that means.
Ah, so the gods of the desert then.
Aye.
What are you doing all the way up here again?
Ah, that is a long tale. For now, I suppose I can say that dastardly thieves have stolen from my temple, and I have tracked them down here. There is a statuette in the hands of a Kinshra captain. I think he believes himself some sort of collector.
Ah, priceless religious artifacts taken as mere trophies, I can definitely understand why you'd be mad.
And you
Does
think
this
there's
captain? Oh, God.
your question now.
Does this captain happen to have a name?
I suppose he must have, but I have yet to learn it.
Shame.
Okay then. Hey, if you need a, mission where we gotta sneak into a whole collection with probably other really expensive stuff, I'd be down to help you out.
Thank you, strange fairy creature.
You're welcome. Name's Dom, by the way. I think I told you that already, but whatever.
Ah, yes, Dawn.
So you're not that kind of person to just kill all Zamrakians like for no reason. Just wondering because we're about to go to a place with all of them.
I must admit I don't know much about Samrak or his followers. I've only heard snippets from visitors to Menethos.
Oh, so you're from that far south.
Yes, I'll have you know I am a very important member of the Golden Temple. You see,
Can't
it is
say I've-
it is I that brings sustenance to the gods.
I see. And can I ask why this, statuette's so important?
All forms of the gods are important. This statuette, I might as well tell you. I was finished with my duties for the day when I walked past one of the many closed-off rooms of the temple. You see, the temple is far too large for all of them to remain open at once. They're seasonals. So if I had not noticed that this room had been disturbed, well, the theft would not have been noticed for months. And I looked inside, and there, one of the statuettes of the lesser gods had been taken. Understand, we've all sworn to honor the gods and protect their house. I had to return that statuette, no matter what.
An honorable cause, certainly.
Yeah, I get you. All right. Well, either way, I say we make our way towards the town.
Yeah, at this point, you find yourselves entering once more through this forest of thin branches. You start to hear through the trees the faint sounds of life, of a living forest, of, in the distance, faint bird hoots, starlings, and owls, of small rustlings of rodents or perhaps lizards in the undergrowth that comes up. However, you can also tell that the sky, gray as it is starting to dim.
I guess we travelled as far as we can. We go into our routine without kind of finding the campsite and all that.
Yes, it does seem time for us to rest. We especially need it after what we've gone through today.
We also take this time to, sort our stuff around, try to look like, civilians.
I think I can doff the armor for a while and go for some casual wear.
Did you bring anything casual?
I mean, I keep my casual clothes with me.
That's good. I'm always casual.
People usually don't consider suits to be casual, though I suppose the rules are different in the Rionag or whatever it was.
Listen, we got some high standards.
I guess so.
He kind of adjusts his bow tie a little bit.
Oh, you're adorable.
Was that Nia?
Yes.
Adorable. No, I'm more, handsome.
Handsome?
Right?
I can see that.
I didn't expect that to go so well.
After traveling a couple of miles into the forest, you can feel the excitement of the day starting to catch up with you, weariness starting to pull at you. Are you guys making camp?
Yeah.
So,
So, what are you doing to make camp?
well, after all of the spooks they've seen for the day, I think she is going to lay some protection around the camp. Specifically, protection from evil and good.
Oh, very nice. So,
More reflected than everything else, but I haven't used the spell in a while.
so since charisma is your spellcasting ability, why don't you go ahead and just make a charisma check for me, and you add a +1 to whatever this is.
I shouldn't have disadvantage, but I guess it doesn't matter much.
Yeah. So yeah, Alcana, as you guys come to a nice spot in the forest, you sort of go from tree to tree, checking them, making sure that there is nothing untoward, and you do indeed find no no celestials, elementals, aberrations, nothing in this immediate vicinity to threaten you. Indeed, it's lesser as it is, protected by this canopy. This is probably one of the nicest campsites that you guys have had in a while.
Well, now, could almost be forget that you're in the middle of the blasted wilderness with this.
I miss trees, even if these trees are necrotic and kind of nastily grown.
Not exactly the most. I forgot what I was going to say.
That was me all the time.
Out of character, these trees aren't vegan.
So, as you make camp, settle down, does anything else happen this evening?
Oh,
It,
you wanna-
alright.
Who, me?
Yeah, I mean, we did just see a lot of horrible stuff related to your own people. I wanted to check to see if you were doing alright.
I'm fine. What makes you think I'm not doing fine? It's like,
Because even I was disturbed by seeing a lot of what we'd seen there, and well, you're much more personally connected to all of that.
okay, yeah. I'm not.
You don't have to hide it from us, you know.
Yeah, I just, I had some friends in the Reenag, so I'm just hoping they're, doing okay.
Well, from the sounds of it, most of you got exiled, and that almost might have been a mercy here.
That's what I'm
Whatever
thinking.
the hell they are the Growth Keepers are doing.
Yeah, it sounds like the fools got most of the, back end of the stick. I don't think the Reenog really got caught up in this mess, which, is good. Just makes me wonder where they are. Do you think they're like, in a similar situation to me, where like they found a whole group of pals and like they're traveling around?
Well, your circumstances were certainly extremely unusual ones, but well, I suppose being plant food I suppose not being plant food is a significantly better fate than being plant food.
Yeah, they're probably fine. I had to stay in the spirit realm for like quite a few years before I got picked up by who.
Maybe they're still hanging out there and somebody else will end up calling them out, and hopefully somebody that's, well, a bit nicer than I heard this Kavi fellow was.
Yeah, hopefully. Hey, but either way, what are you gonna wear tomorrow?
I mean, casual attire you saw me wear around Ashdale, my eye patch, that kind of thing.
I'm trying to think to myself. Did that attire look particularly Saradominous or not really?
I mean, it looks like pretty standard fishing attire, honestly.
Okay, that makes sense. In that case, yeah, that should be fine. I'm just trying to think if fairies are normal, in that town. I mean, by the sounds of what Sid said, probably not, but,
Well, I mean, you could always complete the pirate look again. She would kind of smirk a bit and pat herself on the shoulder.
hey, you're right! Ugh, I almost forgot about the whole parrot shtick. It's been a while.
I mean, I am technically a ship captain.
You know, you are the closest to being a pirate.
Yeah, I guess I am.
And hey, maybe you could help me and, our new pal over there snatch some booty.
Yes, they may not be my gods, but well, I can certainly empathize with somebody who's had something sacred disrespected.
And
Well,
the treasure.
Just feel free to speak up whenever you need to, Don. You're a dear friend of mine in all of this.
Alright, thanks. Also, sorry, I kinda drew a lot on the map, a little too much.
Yeah. I'm thinking that Okana would have a peek at the map out of curiosity.
He just drew holy shit on it.
Well, I suppose that's one way to mark out our progress. You keep doing that.
I didn't know what to draw. Like, I started drawing like the big flower thing that me and Natrix saw, but I thought like, you know, maybe that wasn't the only thing that was most important. And then I started drawing like those freaky, smaller brambles, but that was like not the most important thing. And then I started drawing fairies, but like there's already a fairy to the left. I don't know, man. I don't know, man.
Cute.
Yeah.
So as you guys look over this map, and the rest of you settle in for the night, I'd like everyone to go ahead and roll their travel dice.
Yay.
Uh,
I'm not sure if I have.
Kushim doesn't have
those.
any equipment on him. Let's say that Kushim, traveling with just the clothes on his back, starts with a D4 travel dice.
Oh no!
no!
Yeah, Kushim, huddling with what few threadbare scraps you have, you feel like this is kind of the last you can even use of what little equipment you've managed to scrounge up on your body.
Hey,
From this point on, you'll be relying on your wits and your own sturdiness.
I think Nia kind of sees this, and since she's the only one who still has a D10, do you think I could bump mine down to a D8 to bump his up to a D6?
Sure, I'll allow that. Yeah, so okay, so Kushim, go ahead and roll that again, but roll a D6. Still. Yeah, you look over and you see Kushim just sort of huddling slightly underneath one of these things. You toss him a little bit of stuff that he'll be able to use, some hardtack and whatnot. But he's still he's been in a rough state. He's been in that greenhouse, you don't know how long. He needs to use up a bit of his equipment to get himself up to speed. So Kushim, now you have a D4 travel dice.
You tried.
Okay.
Well, at least she still has a die at all.
There.
Yeah. We can roll hit dice now, right?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
do that.
And you get them all back, too, since we're taking a long rest. Hooray!
Yay! That's all I need.
Ooh, if you have a +0 to Constitution.
Yeah, I'm not a very constitutionalized boy.
Constitution.
Yeah, might say you're downright unconstitutional.
I'm very
What is the fairy
anti-constitution.
constitution? What are its core tenets?
Don hates America.
I probably don't have a constitution.
Right, then why did you want to stick around in Kandrin? That's America.
Like
That's the name of
a
Don's comedy special.
Don fucks over America. The TV show. The quote. Oh my god. Okay.
So, as you guys all get a good night's rest, Don, you stay up, looking through the trees, not seeing anything of note, though hearing little snatches of wildlife throughout the night. Finally, morning comes, and as you all gather your equipment around you, break camp, you get ready to trek further into this forest to see what awaits you in this cradle of Zamorakian civilization. And with that, we'll go ahead and end the session